Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a whirlwind of a week. A week to end it here on a high note. Hopefully, it's a Saturday, December 27, 2025. How's everybody doing out there today? So, the United States, it's day 2 of the IIHF World Junior Championships 2026. And USA is coming off of a 6-3 victory over Germany. That was not very convincing over the United States. You would think at most they played their C-plus game. And as the tournament goes along, again, there was an interview for Bob Motzko, who's now the head coach, because, again, no David Carle. He's out. The tournament's in St. Paul, and I think they want to give it to the hometown guy. He flat out told you that Nick Kempf for Notre Dame is going to be in the goal crease for the United States. And they're going to play it by committee until they figure things out. The United States is usually very successful against a team like Switzerland. I think that's the top record they had over any team, but we'll see, as this will be lifted now out of the zone. Switzerland in the home Reds today. So, again, I should have that squared away on my sheets. I have the rosters in front of me. I was able to get all of the projected stuff and type them all out with the numbers. We're going to use that like we did yesterday and then just look across when we need to. So Team Switzerland designated as the home team, but U.S. will be the host as this tournament's in St. Paul. They're playing the XL Energy Center. So a D-zone draw, all important for Switzerland, as this will be chipped out of the zone. It'll be an opportunity here for the United States to try to get this out of the zone for Cole Hutson for a moment, and then settle back down by Switzerland on their own end. Again, reds in the mix of the black pants, kind of like the Canada colors with the side of the white helmets. The U.S. and the star stripes, red, white, and blue. It's got the white on the part of the jersey with the blue on the side of the pants. As this will be sent in by Brazil Salmonsons. Salmonsons now will pick it up again toward the left side red line. Hopefully the feed doesn't jump as much, but we have to do whatever we can because this is all I got here as far as the TV app. They picked up now a nice sauce pass out of the air for Switzerland. It's really getting going here. Just a minute 25 expired as we're scoreless. U.S. have one shot. Hagens will send this running around the end boards as we played it off the back pass now. And the United States will get to start again with Luke Osburn on the back end. Osborne's pass will get this one D to D. They have it on there, the right side dot, go right up across center ice. Drop pass, almost knocked out of the zone. There'll be an opportunity now for Mike Ashelman to pick this one up for Switzerland. This one bounced off a couple of stick chops. Look back around for Nicholas Blessing. Backhand here for the United States. It's coughed out near the left side dot. Switzerland content to go ahead and chop it in. As about 2 minutes have expired. This will be flipped back down the ice. And for a long outlet pass. And this will be just offsides against the United States and Teddy Stiga. Remember the man had the golden goal last year that helped the United States go back to back. Max Plant is getting a little bit of a, we got a blocker punch and alongside their netminder. Christian Kirch. So it'll be Nick Kempf and Christian Kirch today in the goal crease. Elijah Neuenschwander will be the backup. Again, Neuenschwander name is pretty prevalent because Jonah will be one of the top line forwards for Team Switzerland and Gene Cato's squad. We collected there off the tie-up for the United States. I'll put this one back down the ice. Settle now, reverse slap shot. That'll go just wide. The left side of the sidewall goes for a sharp angle chance for the United States for Cole Hutson, and that one just missed the net. Back up behind the net. That's where Switzerland is up the breakout backhanded pass. They'll pick it up now. This will be fought off by Nick Kempf. Settle back down across the blue line here. And Switzerland will pick it up one more time. Again, the left side red. Stick dragging is running around the end boards here. Again, I'll give you some NHL action as that starts to come across, but this is more of an early game today. We got a good Vegas Golden Knights and a Colorado Avalanche nightcap that I think is going to not want to be missed. So as there was an icing, United States again yesterday, 6-3 victory over Germany. You got Switzerland today, which will be covering Slovakia on Monday, and then New Year's Eve will be Sweden. Again, I will not be available for New Year's Eve. We'll see if I cover the Slovakia game or not, figure out what's going on Monday, but I wanted to make sure to get the Saturday games in at least, as this will be sent back in line and boards from Adam Kleber, again, one of the returners for the United States, alongside Logan Hensler. Long outstretched pass. Be settled back down for Lewis Way, assistant captain. And now the United States can get it going from right to left. Just one shot apiece. As this goes just to the right of the crease, there's an opportunity and goes away for Hirsch's. Spellacy couldn't find it toward the right side of the blue paint. United States can start again in their own end with Logan Hensler looking for a breakout pass. We'll just dump this one in. United States on the forward check, trying to funnel it to the net, a little slap shot. And this will get picked off. Back here for Lars Steiner. Steiner content to send this one in. We settle back around now for Asher Barnett. Someone lost a glove, but we're still underway here. As we settle back down for Rheaume-Mullen. This is their captaincy for Switzerland. Back up behind the forehand. This one goes D to D near the left side. A little bit of a stutter step. United States holding. Switzerland outside up to play this off of a skate in the pass, looking for a slap shot that got knocked away. And the United States get worked over behind their own net. Kempf in the stand-up near the left side post. It gets loose to him, and he'll make no mistake about it. Just hold. There was a puck battle there for a long time with Spellacy, who's getting some camera shots. But a little bit quiet here between these two teams so far. Maybe just feeling each other out. A backhanded feather. And for the United States, got close for L.J. Mooney, was the one that sent it across, and it went off of the pads of Hirsch. D-zone draw for the United States. They don't win it. Slap shot from the point. Can't be able to brush that aside with the right glove. Flip this one down quickly across the left wing, looking for a backhanded pass. Able to stay with it are the Stars and Stripes for a moment. But Switzerland try to get this out of their own end off the forehand. Here's a puck battle. The left side red line, Osburn flips it across. First, this one gets canceled off before it ever gets to him near the right dot. Another good hit there. Workov has to absorb a blow. U of M stand out as this is good windmill. Osburn try to throw it to the net. Somebody lost a stick, and Switzerland just able to get it out, getting the left side red line and content to dump it in for Gene Cato's squad. Shots are 2-1. United States has a slight edge on that, but no goals. This is knocked away. James Hagens, Boston Bruins product. We'll flip this one down. He was like the 6th pick in the draft this last year. Already pretty good. J.J. Mosier got an 8-year extension for the Bolts. Here's a chance. Kempf fights it off. There was a big rebound, a good clear for the United States, and Cole Hutson able to do some defense, and he's really not known for that. He's known for sniping pucks in the net. 14:20 left to go in the first. Swiss have it in their own end right now. They look to get settled here for Samsonins. Bring this one up the ice. United States end up winning a puck battle. Yzerman had it for a moment, got it taken away from him. And I'll be settled back down for Cole Hutson, but way off sides is Yzerman. 14:08 left to go in the first.
Swiss makes a nice play up the wall, good speed on the entry, and you can see Whiteocker gets a rip at it, almost gets a rebound. Nice behind the back pass there. Whiteocker takes it, tries to go low blocker. Big right pad save there. The team got some big goals. Kempf, good start for him. Doherty came crashed in there as well. So
be a neutral zone draw for the United States and Kamil Bednarik. As Bednarik loses it off the tie-up. Switzerland content to dump it in. Bounces in off the end boards. There's a good chase alongside for Reid, the assistant captain here for Switzerland on the forward side. United States. In their own blue line. Hutson trying to play the carom. He does win the battle first, and then Neuenschwander steals the puck away from him. And we'll start again here for Swiss. Spin up in their own after turn and lose the puck in the neutral zone, United States. Get a recollect here for Kleber. Adam Kleber will take this one D to D. It's turned over right in front of the net. And Kleber is able to be the last resort, pick it up off the back end, is vacuuming out of there. 13:20 left to go in the first round. With you on a solo call from Excel Energy Center in Minnesota. It's a sleepy start, just 2 shots on goal for both teams. But the way you saw the game yesterday between Germany, when it was a 1-goal game for the most part in the second period, United States broke it open a little bit in the third. Kind of makes you wonder how it's going to go. I don't think I see a three-peat in their future as much as I would root for it. This has been picked up off the backhand, and Switzerland blows a tire in their own end. Can't get it out. The left side blue line, United States will dump it in. Left side dot. Here's a spin and turn backhanded pass. They'll start again for Paul Modern. Gets this one down to the left side dot. Keep it alive. Now are the Swiss. Put this one along the sidewall. High slot. Here comes a slap shot. Fought off by Kempf as he met it near the left side of the post. The United States, as this one gets flipped back down the ice again. 12:20 left to go in this first. I'm afraid to go ahead and leave this feed and reload it, because if I do that, I might not be able to watch the rest of it. I'm going to cover it. This is flipped back down and amongst the end boards. Good crunch in behind the net of Hirsch. And this will be settled down to the left side red line. It's a 1-on-2. Long shot goes up into the netting and out of play. 11:59 left to go in the opening frame. We will take a break.
This telecast of the IIHF World Junior Championship is presented by Elite Prospects, the gateway to hockey. Download the app now to track every detail of the World Junior Championships. Who is this? Oh, he might be the number 1 draft pick this year. And he's breaking records in the SHL. Follow his and many other careers through 5 sports. Download the Elite Prospects app now.
Hey, Goddamn.
Hey, you're there.
You still come to my daughter's birthday party?
I would, but I have to sell my car.
Well, just sell it to Carvana. Great offer, 100% online. I'll pick it up. You told me about Carvana.
Did I?
That isn't that your car?
I mean, that could be a store. Okay, fine, next one. Carvana. Thank you. Whoa,
So you'll come.
I just sold a car. What am I gonna walk? Sell your car to Car Pumper today. Devils, Jets, January 11th, 2 Eastern on NHL Network Showcase.
Claire, Emery, Eric in the blue USA jersey. That's Claire on Eric's right. They met in British.
So I say it honestly here for the game story as we get our first break at 11:59 of the first period. Not much going on for me to even be able to speak about. There's 2 shots on goal apiece. Again, you got Nick Kempf in goal, the Notre Dame product for the Stars and Stripes, and Christian Kirch on the other end for Switzerland. Just 2 shots apiece. Caleb Heil is the backup. Brady Knowling, they brought him. He's under 18. But Bob Motzko said in the opening alongside JP Morosi that they're going to be content to kind of just ride the carousel here and see who emerges. And that kind of scares you when you think about it, because Jacob Fowler was the backup and Trey Augustine got the brunt of the starts. And alongside the Michigan State Spartans last year, Redmond's product, but it's his last year. So if he does not sign with Detroit after this final season, he'll become a free agent. Denmark and Czechia will be the late game at 8:30. Again, I'll be kind of following that along, and then probably at least Vegas and Colorado Avalanche tonight. Try to keep a little bit abreast of that situation as the shot gets blocked. Now it's 4 shots to 2 in favor of the Swiss. United States just don't look all that sharp right now. They're kind of just feeling the game out at this point. That's all I can really say to be kind. This will be recollected here for Cole Hutson. Hudson had it for a moment, and the United States will turn it over near the left side end wall and start again. We settle back down now for Lewis Way, trying to throw a pass across. This one gets picked off in the United States with Hudson. Play the carom, able to gain the entry. Again, Cole Hutson, in terms of what we see, we know he's going to be pretty good as well. But Lane Hudson, Gabe Perreault, Will Smith, those guys aren't walking through the door. And you don't have the tandem of Trey Augustine and Jacob Fowler that you did before. So the three-peat, I think, is going to be in big-time jeopardy for the United States as they just turn it right over inconspicuously right in front of the players' bench after making a change. Finding the entry near the right side dot, and Swift is with it. Keep this among the inboards here. United States really having a hard time getting out of their own zone right now. Finally play a breakout pass to James Hagens. Take this one cross ice. Brody Zemer. Push this one in amongst the inboards. Hagens will go ahead and give chase again. Zemer trying to pry it loose left side red line. But the Swiss able to escape here. Well, stick chop, it's a good one. It allows James Hagens to get into the left side red line. He has to dump it in. He got bodied off the puck. As we're almost halfway through this first. Big hit that was missed. As this is wide open to the right side dot. Good diving shot block for the U.S. there. And Asher Barnett might have stopped the goal. Pick up toward the right side. And off the spinning turn for Cyril Henry. He's held up for a moment. U.S. with Logan Hensler still working to get it out of their defensive zone. Hensler will chip this one off the glass, but he has iced it. Where he should have. Yeah, 9:42, no whistle, but it is an icing. And it will go the other way, so United States have to keep their same personnel on the ice. A little bit of a cross pass Steiner in a good shooting lane near the right side dot. And if it wasn't for that diving play there for Barnett, that could have easily been a goal. He's got that college mask going, but then deliver that jaw to kind of get that full face protector to see if he's okay. Again, Detroit and Carolina are going to get underway just about 7:15 Eastern. And I might have to check that out pretty much once this one's done. As it's bounced up into the air, Detroit's played very well. They've got 2 straight wins over the Caps and the Dallas Stars before they play Carolina and Toronto back-to-back on this weekend. Still 4-2 on our shot board here in St. Paul, Minnesota. We're scoreless between the United States and Switzerland. Switzerland going to get their own. Nolan Catton will pick it up near the left side. Players still fighting for the puck now. This is sent back in behind the webbing of Kempf. On the backhand now, Osburn able to get it out. Little breakout pass for the United States. Cole Hutson content to have everyone chase it here. Hutson now trying to help find the vulcanized rubber, but this will belong to the Swiss. They'll take it D-to-D here. Have to start again for Samsonens. It's picked up on the backhand. Here's a chance for the United States. Teddy Stiga, he gets denied. Samson's a little bit too cute with it. And now the United States. Here's Reid. Reid, take this one to the point. Here's a slap shot. And this will be fought off by Christian Kirch. Kept in now, Osburn. Stiga. Stiga got stick chopped away. And Teddy's got to get it on his forehand. Trying to keep it alive. Use that body just to get it into the neutral zone here. And it's going to be a penalty here against the Swiss. Teddy Stiga, they couldn't get him off the puck. He draws something, and we'll see if the United States can make something happen here on the power play.
This telecast of the IIHF World Junior Championships presented by Elite Prospects, the gateway to hockey. Download the app now to track every detail of the World Junior Championships. You are set. Who is this sweet? Oh, he might be the number one track this year, and he's breaking records in the SHL. Follow his and many other careers through 5 sports. Download the Elite Prospects app now. Several revolutionized hunter with its #1 best-selling graphics records. The hunter prospects behind that you love now comes with an entry meeting if you want to hear.
Yeah, the way it's going, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a very short story. There's not much to say here. Teddy Stiga able to get a piece toward, after he got stick chopped in the center ice zone, he gets a little bit hooked, slashed possibly as well. Going to see what they have listed here. It's going to be a hook against Reber. So Jamario Reber, number 39, is going to go to the box for a hook. Got a piece of Teddy Stiga, and the Stars and Stripes go to a power play.
Good shift for Team USA there as Teddy Stiga had a great scoring chance and drew the penalty as well. You can see he's carrying the puck out, trying to get the puck to the net. There's that hook that comes across the arm. But draws the penalty in the power play for Team USA. So Team USA gets his first power play of the evening here in St. Paul.
So Teddy Stiga for the Stars and Stripes draws a hooking call against Jamario Reber, number 39, and the U.S. get the first power play of the game. The shot board is 4-3 Swiss for scoreless. About 8 minutes left to go in the first. Nick Kempf, this is a poor pass behind the net. Now James Hagens has to flip this one back to his defense, and they can start again from right to left. So the United States with the man advantage. Here's the Boston Bruins product and Hagens. Hagens looping behind the net now. Near the right side dot. That's where the U.S. have it. Here's a play to the knee, put it in behind the end boards here. This will be kept in for Cole Hutson. You imagine he's going to get a lot of top power play time from the U.S. Again, Bob Motzko wants these guys to not be so cute, put shots toward the net here. That's what they did not do in the power play against Germany. You don't want to overthink things. Hudson tries to take everybody on to get into the offensive zone. So he gets sent back down again. Stopped by Kempf. Here's another pass attempt for Plant. He'll get this one across. Now this is a chance back in behind the wraparound for the United States. They'll fake it, go to the left side dot, and just throw a shot on net. That was Ryker Lee. Now to the right side blue line. Good cross ice speed. Here's a chance right at the net. It's bounced out in front of a fan opportunity off the one-time for Cole Eiserman. Start again now for Chase Reid. Keeps it alive at the point. Now to the right side dot. There's Cole Eiserman. He'll throw this one in the same spot. Get it back near the dot. Eiserman. Make the pass across. Near the left side dot now. United States spacing. Looks pretty good on the defensive end. Here's Eiserman with a ripper of a slap shot. He had his head down as that was fought off by Hirsch. Another one for Eiserman. Here's a chance. He'll throws it at the net in the left pad. And this is closed down by Kirsch again. 6:15 left to go in the first. Cole Eiserman with a couple of chances here. That's why the shot board's 4-4, but the U.S. don't score. Osburn on his forehand will throw one back to the point, but this goes right to the Swiss. It's 1-on-3 though. Swiss try to be able to buy themselves some time. Here for Jamario Reber, who was right out of the box. And behind the cage of Kempf now. That's where the puck is. Another big hit. Switzerland now has it in a high slot turnaround chance. This hits the netting. 5:47 left in the first. Teddy Stiga is asking what's going on. He's the one that got hit a little bit after that play from Nolan Cat and shot. We'll take a break. The Islanders have a 1-0 lead over the Rangers. Anders Lee has his 10th of the year.
Why don't you use the Sleep Number smart bed? Hey, it's really warm when I'm cold.
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep Number does that.
Can I make my side softer?
I think my side is firmer. Sleep Number does that. Your ideal firmness and effortless comfort all night. Can I help us sleep better and better?
Please.
Sleep Number does that. Check it out at Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
We're going to take a look at Teddy Stiga here and the scoring chance, the glorious scoring chance he had a little bit ago in the game. He picked off a fair pass by the Swiss team. He goes in, makes a great move there. He drags it past the defender coming in, goes backhand, and just can't get up quite high enough to get up and over the pad. The Swiss goaltender Hirsch.
And there was Stiga. He had been talking to the referee after the play in the corner. And we watched the replay in the building here. He got hit right on the number. Right in the from behind by Nathan Moridori. If that's not a penalty, Tony, I just don't know what penalty is reporting.
That's what you would put in the definition.
5:47 left to go in the scoreless first. U.S. leads on the shot board 5-4. And that's only because of their power play. Cole Eiserman with a couple of chances. Teddy Stiga had a backhand steal, but that's pretty much it. There's not really much to tell you about in this first. Until we get a partial move for Stiga. Here's an opportunity. That was a good pass there. The break came out, so Teddy Stiga easily been the best forward here for the United States. United States have puck possession again, just wide on the left side of the post. 5:10 left to go in the first. United States, Cole Hutson able to ride that blue line. Work his way down to the right side. Hudson fights off his man. Has it in behind the net. He does a loop around down here. The left dot walks and curls and drags. And this one will be sent aside. Carrying it off the glass. Switzerland now with an attempt to try to get this out of their own zone. Will break out. Well, partial fan, but at least get this in the left side red line. United States will go ahead and Bob Motzko squad and take their changes. Switzerland now looking for a pass from about 50. So look at this one is he's sent back around now for Neuenschwander, Joe Neuenschwander. Settled down now for the United States. Well, Horkov makes the pass across. This just goes wide of the stick of Kirsch. Working in behind the net is A.J. Mooney. Mooney is getting tied up a little bit as there's two Swiss and two U.S. coming together. Finish off a hit there. United States pressing toward that right dot and try to force a steal, but this will get settled back down for one Dick Johnson. Now to the right dot. Broken stick. Sam Solomons lost his twig, had to kick the puck. Again, if he would have played it with a broken stick, that would have been a penalty, so it was a smart play. It's a tough break there for the Swiss. As the U.S. gets some puck possession, they're just throwing chances at the net, trying to get the Swiss to move here. This one goes D to D. Here's a wrister for the traffic. That one, this is everything. Near the right side, broken lumber. Just inside that right dot. Here's another chance. They're fought off by Kirsch. Settle back down for Brendan McMorrow. Try to get this one to the point, but it's more contested now. And across the center ice, WJC logos. Settle back down now for Asher Barnett, but the U.S. go off sides. 3:21 left to go in the opening frame.
Gets a little bump there. You're going to see him take a nice little chip play off the wall, beats the defender to the net, gives one hand on stick, tries to chip it up and over the glove. Goaltender Kirsch isn't able to do it. Here's where all the stick melee happens. There's the broken stick. That's been both players don't have sticks there. Like you said, the good thing though for parents is they don't have to pay for sticks when you're at the World Juniors. That's true. They can care of. So the parents don't have to sweat that one out. 3:21.
Here's a neutral zone draw with 3:21 left. James Hagens will win this one clean back to Osburn. And he will send it in for the Stars and Stripes. Still scoreless here. Shotboard only 6-4. It's been a very uneventful first period, if not for Teddy Stiga and Cole Osburn on the power play. Really kind of the only chances to speak about. He sent back in amongst the end boards. Good avoidance of a hit there. Swiss trying to do some damage and behind the net of Kempf. And this is a good press by Hensler. Again, one of the returners. We'll see if the Swiss before I go into a power play here. I'm thinking as 2:52 left to go in the first.
Looks like it'll be Logan Hensler. I know you hated one of the badges. It's a power.
Yes, I do.
No, I love the badges. Yeah. All right, let's get the call.
Number 5, USA, holding.
So there it is. Take a look, though.
Yeah, you can see it's Swiss done that good job again. They get to loose puck down the offensive zone. They win a little bit of positioning battle, and Hensler reaches the wall with that left hand.
So Logan Hensler for the USA is in the box at 17:08. Again, 2:52 left in the first round. We're working on a solo call from St. Paul, Minnesota. This is day 2 of the IIHF WJCs. Almost said WWF, but that was more of a hold there for Logan Hensler nonetheless, and I had to be called. Shotboard only 6-4. A.J. Spellacy will take this draw against Joe Neuenschwander as this will be one back for the Swiss to the right side dot. U.S. forces a steal. Try to play this one off the gut, off the breakout. Here's a shorthanded opportunity for the United States for Cole Hutson, and he gets robbed by Kirsch. Now it'll work the other way. That was the best chance of the game so far. As this will be thrown on the other side. Neuenschwander. Start this one again. Left side point. Janssen. Get this ahead to his forwards. Now Neuenschwander. play this one off the end wall, off the spin and turn. The U.S. forced to steal again. There is no content to dump. They're just going to go ahead and gain the line and then throw it in off the chip. Able to kill some time. $1:15 left to go in the first power play for the Swiss. The U.S. already had one and didn't score. Now right up the gut. Here comes Switzerland. They'll gain on the left side red line. Here's off the spin and turn now. They'll able to leave this one for Mooney, able to get it for a moment. Here's a chance to walk in. And that one is fought off by Kempf near the left side. Settle back around off the wraparound. Have to start again. Now in the high slot. This will get back to the right side dot. Forced to Swiss. There's a chance at the goal line now. This will be started again for Aiden, but his pass goes all the way back down to his netminder. $1:25 left to go in the first. Still waiting for our first goal here. As the Swiss are on the power play near the left side red line. They gain the entry. Send it back in behind the end boards. It's right back to Robin Antonin. Lost it again. 2-on-3. United States have one less. Here's a chance, and again fought off by Kirsch. 2 odd man rushes for the United States. Asher Barnett and Cole Hutson trying to join a couple defensemen. Keep things going here. Cole Hudson's pass was a pretty good one. But Cole Hutson, 2 breakaway opportunities here short-handed. And those were the best chances. You had Zemer on the last one trying to go 5-hole. So Zemer and Hutson get shut down on their own penalty kill by Kirsch. And we are still scoreless. 1:05 left to go in the first. Apologize a little bit slow to be able to get some of the names in the lowest way. We'll send this one back around, but as we do more of these WJCs, we get more familiar with it. Way is open across the center as this will be flipped back around off the end boards. That's where Kempf will play it. And we will get a little bit of pushing and shoving here, but everything will kind of subside at 52.3.
One thing that we've seen so far in this game, goaltender Kirsch has not been rattled. That's been certainly in the which you can see there's been more clear things. Then Stiga had a couple. Brady going there second. Hudson also had one. He makes it call back there and holding his position really well.
Well, he plays for Kitchener in the Ontario Hockey League, and he's had a good year. 12-7-1 this season for Kitchener. 901 save percentage. Playing in second World Junior Championship for the Swift. Last year he was 1-3. 878 save percentage. That puck goes out of play. So they're really comfortable with him. There's no question about it. With the Olympics and the Paralympics not far off, make sure you're ready and dig down in the latest USA Hockey apparel. Go to shopusahockey.com to see the latest. From jerseys, polos, hoodies, and more. Tony, shopusahockey.com. It's your official online home for everything Team USA.
I do have a lot of USA stuff at home, but I'm always looking for some.
Another D-zone draw. Spellacy loses it off the tie-up. This is with the Swiss, and the pass will go off the backboards. And send this one back up there neutral for Guy and Meyer. Meyer, the assistant captaincy, will throw it in. Spellacy trying to do some work. Alongside Adam Kleber as the U.S. will gain the left side red line. Here's a spin and turn opportunity. Picked up now near the right side inboards. And Hensler can start again across center ice. 15 seconds left to go in the first. Again, we finally had a couple of really high-scoring chances here for Zemer and Hutson. It took a penalty kill to be able to do so for some of these odd man rushes, but Kirsch made a couple key saves, and that's why we're still scoreless after one. Come back, we'll call more. Canada still only has a 1-0 lead over Latvia. They had a 5-minute major power play they scored on Nicole Reshny. Another Calgary Flame with the goal, but that's all that we have in that game. I think we can take at least 5 minutes. Let's go back to ESPN Plus.
Many other careers through live score. Download the Elite Prospects app now.
I don't think we're going to lose the feed because I think most people will break away at least. I just want to keep a close eye on this Latvia-Canada game. We're going to cover our game for U.S. and Switzerland for sure. But while this is in the intermission, let's just go to Latvia, Canada, and see what's going on. Again, it's nice to have a clear picture. I wish all the games were on ESPN Plus, so I can kind of at least get 1080p. But we got to do the delayed stream because we don't have access to the NHL network here. Otherwise, I would just be at home during the medal rounds, maybe, or at a parent's house to kind of catch that.
One thing Canada cannot do is let a Latvian player get in behind them there. Spadas is breaking in a quick stick for Brady, maybe turns that breakaway aside. Here's the earlier chances. That's off the basketball, tipped by Sam O'Reilly, and that allows WJC to get the inside position of his defender for one of Canada's better chances in quite some time. Maric turns him aside. That close. WJC.
So the only NHL action, as I said, Anders Lee with the goal for the Islanders. They lead 1-0 over the Rangers. We got essentially a half hour before all these 7 o'clock games get underway. You got Red Wings, Hurricanes, Bruins, Sabres, Sens, Maple Leafs, Lightning, Panthers. That's going to be a good one at 7. Caps, Devils, Wild, Jets. So a lot of NHL action. And alongside the World Juniors, tons of hockey on this Saturday. So I think everybody's going to be pretty excited as far as what's left. Just to give you your U.S. reset very quickly. Again, we're scoreless after 1. Not much going on through the first break at 11:59. It was 2 shots apiece. 8:13, Teddy Stiga forces a steal and draws a pin against the Swiss. A little bit of a hook. Can this be the opener? No. A couple Eisman 1-Ts get denied on the right dot. Logan Hensler, 2:52 in the box for holding. Hutson and Ziemer got their best chances of the game. Odd man shorthanded and closed up with the pads and 5-hole by Christian Kirch. Shots on goal 8-4 for the United States. Faceoffs 9-7 for the Swiss. That's really all I can tell you. Oh boy, Brady Martin might have to sell it a little bit. Try to draw a penalty if he's very smart for Canada. There's a chance, and at the net, there was a cross check, a chance of the net fought up by the Latvian netminder. And Martins should try to sell it as much as he can because if Canada scores in the power play or takes a 2-0 lead, that could be it. McKinney went for a tight angle chance. And Martin, oh, I mean, that's not really anything, but he's got to do what he's got to do. That one was toward the face, the second one. Sarinskins, number 27 for Latvia. He could easily be called for a penalty on that. I think Latvia was really fortunate to not take any sort of penalty there. Brady Martin got smoked pretty good. The first cross check was toward the part of the shoulders, but the second one was in the mouth. First for Serdaiskis. TJ Gimel has looked so good in this tournament. There's a chance late cross check in the net for Latvia. They're taking some liberties here against Canada. And I'm saying that as a U.S. fan here. Porter Martone comes over just to make sure, but Gimel able to split. Rajevskis, number 22 for Latvia, and a good save. 857 short side in the third. Canada's still got a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Cole Hutson. We're scoreless in our game between U.S. and Switzerland. I'm going to flip back here alongside the stream for the U.S. and I'll make sure I don't miss anything. Web browser.
Oh, hey, where'd you get them?
Joerex.com.
Hey, I gotta give you one of those. Where'd you get it?
Joerex.com.
Hey, Steve, nice boots. Where'd you get those?
Joerex.com. Exclusive deals for first responders, military, and law enforcement only at Joerex.com.
Amiga Insurance is proudly customer-owned. We know what keeps you going. And we work harder to protect you. Visit amiga.com today.
9 minutes left to go between Latvia and Canada, and Cole Hutson goal on the power play is the only one that stands from the second off that 5-minute major that Latvia took.
We continue right now. The Intermission Report presented by Elite Prospects. Scores for USA and Switzerland after 20. Mains out nothing. What's happened to Canada and Latvia? Page. Back to Brody. And across to McKinney. He's that down the rush. He has a lane to shoot. Goaltender working through both of his defenders, and finally one that gets past the shit pass. He short all those shot blocks, all those active sticks. You get one through the traffic, goalie can't see it, and most importantly, early in the power play, desperate. Let's go on the ice right now. Listen to Gold Miller and Mike Johnson are friends on TSA. Surprisingly tight game right now. Canada only up 1-0 right now in Latvia. It is a Crystal McKenna in the crowd. Gavin Vaughn, very nervous, very excited. Let's watch this game. With Rusty, he changed, trying to get a snap, but he's a great spinner. Zellers on the other side. Moves it ahead, but that's picked up by McKenzie. McKenzie gains center ice and lifts it back down the Latvian zone. Pacheco. Back in the corner. There's against this for Latvia. Off the speed of Rusty. He's trying to get it right back to him. That center ice, McKenzie knocks that down. For Coots. They shoot it. They run the ice. And the special X back out there. This is it. O'Reilly, NIA, making a workout here in the third period. They're going to play a lot in the remaining 7 minutes. Every third or fourth shift. We're back on defense. Got a move off his stick, picked up by O'Reilly, back across to NIA. To O'Reilly, the pass out of his reach. And O'Reilly got in the way of that. Danford chips it back down the Latvian zone. Brings it back around. Help one by Carle. That's a shot at the top of the skate. O'Reilly moving there and the players on the outside. Latvia memorably upset Canada 3-2 in last year's tournament. Right now, still too close for cover. If you're Canadian, they do check it last night. Right now, 1-0, about 6 minutes left to play. USA has never lost to Switzerland. 25 wins and 2 ties. It's tied after 20. Second part of E.J. Rag, Tony Brown, and John Rossi is coming up.
This Intermission Report presented by Elite Prospects. Get your hockey. Download the app now to track every detail of the World Junior Championships.
And so, what's wrong with that? I said it's like a week to sell my car.
Let's pick it up tomorrow with Baby on the spot. Visit a museum?
Oh, wait.
Learn Italian?
Who's what I mean? Macchina. Caravana. Car pockets.
It's a better way to watch your local teams all season long, starting at only $14.99 a month. Plus, you can watch 4 games at once with multi-view. Start watching at protv.com/NHL.
Welcome to the evolution of sports oxygen. Professional athletes are using supplemental oxygen for rapid aerobic recovery. Better, stronger, faster. Boost oxygen. Suck it up.
Standards. Let's go. Your kid falls asleep 1 minute 32 seconds. What's the play? Markedly. Quickly. What's this emergency 30 snaps? Big, easy, in-game challenge. An efficient hand guardian like parents? Doesn't count. It's play. It's play. will makes it incredibly easy. It's secure, affordable, and actually counts. Next topic. I am wide open. What do? Run it. Visit trustandwill.com today and make it count.
Nice boldness. Where'd you get them?
Joebex.com.
Hey, I didn't give you one of those. Where'd you get it?
Joebex.com.
Hey, Steve, nice boots. Where'd you get those?
Joebex.com. Exclusive deals for first responders, military, and law enforcement.
We're only a couple minutes away from getting into the second period. It is Latvia and Canada in the other game. That's going on 5 minutes left. It's still only 1-0 Canada. So for every single instance where yesterday didn't have any upsets, we potentially have them. We just got a good stat alongside the U.S. part of the coverage on NHL Network. USA is 25-0-2 in the history of the matchup against the Swiss. And it's scoreless as we're going to get a chance to start the second period.
Switzerland's playing pretty well. They needed some sort of spark. And Stiga went out there. He was physical. He was involved. There was a puck around anywhere on the ice. He was trying to find a way to get a hold of it, and he did. A few situations created a lot of offense off of his quick forecheck. Here he makes two great moves with these scoring chances. He goes backhand on this one, and then this one was just a sensational play. He gets a puck chipped up to him to the wall, beats the defender, and goes to the net. Just can't chip it up over Kirsch's glove. And then look at this, as he tries a couple shots, and said, I'm going to give somebody else a chance. Tries a little softer pass to Zimmer on the shorthanded chance. What a great save. And E.J., you made this great call on the Steve Williams pass. The Kenny Stiga for the golden goal. Still hear that in my ears ringing. And the USA chance. It was an unbelievable call by you, E. Boy, that was a great call by you. Oh, man, you had a year to practice. It was just take over. Yeah, that was a great call, Tony.
We're going to get settled here for the second period. U.S. going to begin underway against Switzerland. Again, it was a great stat. I'll say this again for the reporters' side. U.S. is 25-0-2 in the history of the matchup against Team Switzerland. Right now, it's scoreless as we get set to start the middle frame. And just another update for you. We'll get this one across as well. Canada's goal for Cole Hutson Calgary Flames product is the only one of the second. They have 4 minutes left to go in the third period. It's still 1-0 Canada over Latvia. There was no upsets in day one. There could be upsets in day two. U.S. and Canada got to be careful here, as this is near the high slot. United States now, Cole Hutson does a little pirouette on his backhand. Now work his way to the right side down. Hutson, dangerous. Still with the puck now. They can't take it away from him near the left dot. They'll switch lanes. There's Zimmer. Here's a one-timer. And this one will get knocked away for Max Plant, the Detroit Red Wings prospect. Plant now. And off a forecheck. He's trying to get a couple stick lifts there. United States will pull back. And the Swiss now can take this one D to D in their own zone for Ustinkov. We'll push this one ahead now for the Swiss. He coughs it up. Chance in the high slot. Extra feet across, scores! United States get on the board. It's Brody Zimmer. I wanted to make sure I got that alongside with E.J. Raddick as well, because he got excited for that. And Freebird gets to get played now here in St. Paul, Minnesota. Brody Zimmer, and then one of those returners. That's why you make him the captaincy. U.S. forced some things near the left side red line. Cole Hutson kind of started that play before, and then just wait a little bit of a delay. And alongside for Zimmer, he gets his lane, he picks his pocket, shoots, and he gets it right past Hirsch on the right side of the pads. And the U.S. 1-0 lead. Oh, actually, I thought that was pads. That's bar down and in. What a shot that was. Top of the left, bar down and in for Zimmer. And the U.S. draw first blood in this game. So as nip and tuck as it's been, it's going to force the Swiss to open at some point. Let me give you one more update here. I know we're getting closer. 3 minutes left to go. And the game between Canada and Latvia is still 1-0 Canadians. Here's an opportunity now off the tie-up. Switzerland's going to try to get it out of their own end. Brody Zimmer has scored the first goal of the second period, really just underway from Hagens and Horkoff. That one missed the right post. Start again now, trafficking through the lane. Hirsch will see that one hit the net and go up and out of play.
So Zinger with the goal, he was like moving a little bit at the screen there. Church was playing so well, but USA takes the 1-0 lead. And now on the attack again, Hensler jumping it down the right side, throws it back right. Cole Hutson, just misses a good chance.
17:55 left to go in the second. We're back underway here. Shopboard reads 10-4 United States. Brady Zimmer has just given the U.S. the lead. The only goal of the game so far. Teddy Stiga. Little head fake. Stiga knocked away back to Barnett. Asher Barnett. On the right side boards. Stiga tries to hunt for a steal. And now the Swiss be able to counter this one back for Mike Ashelman. Left side point will dump it in and take a change for Shane Cato's squad. Start again now for Adam Kleber. Go left to right, the United States. They're in the white jerseys with the blue pants and the red striping. It is all red on the jerseys for Switzerland and a mix of the black pants and the white helmets. Right to left go the Swiss in this second period, and all of a sudden they are down a goal. Toronto and Ottawa are playing off the back-to-back as well, because Toronto's going to play the Red Wings tomorrow. Red Wings are in action against the Carolina Hurricanes. And off the top there is Stinkoff. Try to get this out of the zone. We'll do so. Right up across the dots on the left, racing across the left wing here. Chance at the point now. Kempf able to fight this one off, and a little bit of pushing toward Kempf. The U.S. takes exception to that, and you don't want to do too much here if you're Cole McKinney in the U.S. Don't want to put yourself back in the box. Both teams went 0 for 1 on the power play in that opening frame. You've got to be kidding me. Latvia just ties it. 1 minute left against Canada. I've got to click on this. I'm going to go back to our game. But it is Bruce Cannons at 18:02 who ties it. Again, it was a goal disallowed for Latvia in the first. Otherwise, it would be 2-1 Latvia with 1 minute left to go. But they have tied the game against Canada. And that's what happens when you don't drive a bunch of offense. You know, Nathan Grab has a lot of that stuff for that Gravitate channel, and he mentioned that Canada is not going to score a lot of goals. When you have 7-5 yesterday in the game that we covered, you know, it didn't really seem like a lot. And then now you have this, where it's 1-1 between Latvia and Canada. I just gave you that update. We're covering U.S.-Swiss, but I'm going to keep you abreast of that situation. As Kleber will have it in his own end. I cannot believe what we're seeing there again. If Latvia pulls another upset 1 year to the day, that would be insane. Put back in behind the end boards. Kempf alert. As this is sent back down for the U.S. Max Plant. What a move. Plant now with it off from a windmill off the drop pass. He couldn't find A.J. Spellacy. This will be sent back to the World Junior logo. Right on the backhand. As this will be clipped away from Plant. Battle into the neutral zone. The Swiss try to make a pass up the gut. And a race for it will belong to the United States off the hybrid ice. So again, I will continue to give the updates as they go across, but 2 minutes left. Latvia tied the game at 1. It's 1-0 for the United States. Brody Zimmer, the captain, they scored early in the second period. That's our only goal of the game. You get a commercial stoppage. I'll type that in the game story. Looks like we might be going to OT in that game. This will be sent back now for Osburn. As the United States will play this one up for angle offsides is Brody Zimmer, the goal scorer. Almost had a shot after the play, which could have drawn a crowd against the Swiss. Shot board now for the United States starting to look a little better, but it's only 10-5. 15:31 left to go in the second. I'm going to be honest with you. They can't take everything from this matchup when they're 25-0-2 in their history over the Swiss and expect to make grandeurs about the U.S. 3P. But still, you want them to play a better defensive game. You know, you gave up 3 goals against Germany. You want to lock that down. And if they get more power play chances, both teams over 1, got to look a little more sharp on that. You said no Luke Hughes, Gabe Perreault, Ryan Leonard, Will Smith, Trey Augustine, Jacob Fowler in the goal crease. This team's much different, so they're not going to have as much depth. And I don't think they should be favored for gold in the three-peat, as even though I'm a diehard U.S. fan, I think Canada and Sweden might have something to say about it, but who knows after this game against Latvia. Bounced up in the air because Canada and Sweden didn't even medal last year. This will be knocked away from Will Horkoff. Michigan man, he gets battled into the right side boards. Picked up now off the one-timer. Zimmer's chance goes wide. Recollected now for the United States. Working behind the net for James Hagens. He was pretty good in that first tournament we saw him last year. Here's a chance. Fought off by Kirsch. Knocks it away with the blocker. Hagens forced the steal. Hagens now trying to work a windmill back in behind. And this will get taken away. Went from Ashelman. At the point now goes Osburn. Here's a chance. Goes wide to the right side glass. United States trying to find their footing here in the second period. Osburn set up another feed for Stiga. That one misses the stick side of Kirsch. Good chance, Teddy Stiga. Sauce pass. Hagens couldn't find on his blade. And 14-15 left to go in the first. The U.S. attack will fizzle out. He settled back in for Paul Motter and played for Kempf, a Notre Dame product. Settle back down now for the U.S. And across the left wing, they'll send it in as Ryker Lee. Lee holds his man in against the end boards for Leon Mooney, the captaincy for Switzerland. Leon's got it now. A little bit of a flip chip, and this might work out, but the U.S. and Teddy Stiga try to get a steal. They content to send this one back in as Lee one more time. Stiga gives chase. Lee now with Stiga throws it out in front, and this one's blockered away by the Swiss defense. Settled down now for Nolan Catton of the Swiss, and they go offsides. A little bit of a late push, but 13:32 in the second, nothing will come of it. We'll take a break.
This is the story of the one who knows that being ready for the unexpected comes from having a partner like Richard, who's professional.
So Zimmer from Hagens and Horkoff.
And his team are prepared to rise to every challenge. So he can be confident that they know what he needs when he needs it to help keep patients safe and happy. Call quickreason.com for stuff on it. Get it done.
And we're going to overtime between Latvia and Canada. You think that has to favor Canada here, especially on a 3-on-3, but they could not hold the 1-0 lead. And they talked about it alongside their head coach yesterday as far as not being able to lock down leads. I know 1-0 is a lot less than 7-5 or something like that. But again, Dale Hunter's squad doesn't hold. They give up a late goal, and they got to play OT, so they're not going to get all 3 points as far as the standings in Group B. You got to win in regulation to do that.
But E.J. is running, not before. He's a possible top 10 pick in the NHL draft. Yeah, what a great story, JP, that Chase Reid is a good reminder for all the young kids that are watching these broadcasts. You know, you love hockey.
13:20 left to go in the second. Switzerland down a goal. That was early from a couple minutes in the second period when it was a finish for Brody Zimmer. Picked up now near the left side red line for the Swiss, and then we'll throw it in the end boards. He settled back down for Kempf. Start again for Cole Hutson. Hutson able to drive that offense. Again, you got his brother Lane, and then you have another older brother as well. So lots of fun here between the Hutson family. You got 3 players They're going to be destined for the NHL. Settle back down amongst the end boards now. Here for Robin Antonin. Antonin now will put this one around the horn, throw it out in front of the blue paint, but that is where the U.S. are. Maybe they can break out with some numbers, a little chip and chase, and this might work out on the right side boards. Hutson hit up high. Again, the offensive defenseman trying to get the complete pinch. And now this will go to the left side and wing all off the stick there of Lars Steiner. Sent back in behind the backhand. And this will get fluttered back up in the defensive zone for Daniel Stinkoff. Flip this one in. Kempf will play it. He coughs it up though, but the U.S. gets some backline support. In the left side red line, Asher Barnett will flip it in now. A.J. Spellacy. He gets tied up there. Max Plot will throw it out in front. This one in between the skates of some Swiss. Otherwise, that could have been a 2-0 lead. Turn around now for Settle Henry. It's good pickup here for Stinkov now. Off the rush, backhand. And the U.S. another stick in the lane for Max Plot. Excellent work. Steve Eisman's going to love his 200-foot game. He tries to break through the defense, gets knocked down. This E.J. Emery. Swiss looking for a stretch out pass. This will be knocked down. And alongside for Mike Ashelman into the right side point. This is bounced and deflected. Kempf didn't have to do much there. Hasn't had to do much in this game, as it's only 6 shots on goal here for the Swiss compared to the U.S. 12. Their only goal of this second. Brody Zimmer, the captaincy, has got the first. That's why the U.S. have the lead. There's an opportunity. Horkoff. They'll send this one left side down. Try to put it out in the middle, and the U.S. will get picked off. Flip this one back down. I just want to give you the updates as they happen live here. Canada has just scored. They've won the game in overtime. They've held off Latvia 2-1. So Latvia forces OT. They will get a point out of it, which is big for them. Canada, we imagined that they were going to have the personnel advantage on the 3-on-3. They survived Latvia. A year to the day when they had the upset, Canada does enough to win. But again, I don't know after the first 2 games if you feel good enough. We covered that game the other day in the 7-5 win over Czechia. But they gave up 5 goals in the slot. And then had to go to OT against Latvia. So I don't know, man. You think about Canada getting a chance to medal. I say the same thing about the U.S. not being as strong, but there really aren't teams right now through day 2 that have kind of showed you their power. Slovakia, pretty decent. Czech Republic, I expect to go ahead and get a rebound here against Denmark. But we will continue to monitor the situation as we get it. But Canada does win. They don't pick up all 3 points, only get 2 because of the overtime. Shot goes over the netting here for the Swiss. And we get a stoppage at 10:22.
Canada and Latvia were in overtime. And Canada was able to come away with the win. So they won it 2-1. Michael Hayes gets the game winner for Canada. Another Michigan player, a teammate of Rheaume-Mullen. There we go.
So we talk about Michael Hage. In yesterday's game at 3 points, he's the one that scored the game winner. So Cole Hutson and the Michael Hage out of U of M. U of M boys are having a pretty good tournament across the WJC so far. So that definitely makes me happy. The only time we won't root for Canada here is when they play the United States, as far as I'm considered. This is picked up across the left side red line and dump it in. Kirsch and the butterfly near the right side post. As this will be flipped a couple of times. Eisman takes a hit. As this will get knocked away from him. Bednarik on the chase now for the U.S. And on the left side red line. Here's a spin and turn. This is offsides. Can't hold the line.
So big win for Canada. Meanwhile, Team USA leading this one.
Are you sick and tired of dressings that start out greasy and quickly fade around over time? Introducing Cerakote's Rapid Ceramic Butter. Cerakote's true technology is just the way about it shine and lasts up to 10 times longer than traditional dressings. Just wipe it off to get professional showroom shop without the greasy mess that slings on your vehicle. You can trust Cerakote's limitless-selling family of products with over 60,000 5-star reviews. This is the best time for the protecting you'll ever use. Guaranteed. Not today for under $20. You could spend all on checking every receipt and filling every expense. Or you got to rent it. What's better is finance. Everything seems possible. Our crew brings you on the ice with every matchup, including instant reactions and highlights. There's nobody smarter than me. NHL Tonight on NHL Network.
There are athletic families, and then there are the Spellacys of Westlake, Ohio. There is John Spellacy on the left, A.J. Spellacey's father. John, a member of the Marshall University Athletics Hall of Fame. He was an outstanding defensive player. His son, John Spellacy Jr., is also here tonight. He played football at East Carolina. When I spoke to young John Jr., he said, John, I think you've been a little too nice to A.J. Don't say so many nice things about my little brother. Tony, you know a little something about being from a big family and a lot of athletic siblings.
Yeah, what I don't know is from being a football family, and AJ is all of that, and now he's a hockey star.
This is stolen here from the U.S. right out of the break. That was an opportunity for Paul Modern right off the rush. And the U.S. avoided a little bit of a disaster there. It could have been 1-1. 9:30 left to go in the second. We're halfway through regulation. Only one goal scored. Again, we just gave you the update. Latvia forces OT against Canada, but they do fall 2-1. Canada only gets 2 points. Latvia does pick up a point against Canada for forcing OT as they open their World Juniors tournament today. Here's a chance to walk in and shoot. And that one was knocked away for Benny Walkenster. My apologies on the pronunciation, as this was right off the TV timeout, and Kempf is busy now. He's going to have to knock this one up in the air and catch it with the glove hand. And the U.S., after scoring that goal off the TV timeout, it looks like the Swiss are energized here, and you better be careful. Looks like we're watching a carbon copy of both games. That was a good opportunity there for Paul Modern, so I'm glad I got that in real time, as this one bounced up in the air, flipped the pass across, backhand. This one maybe saved by Hutson off the stick before the opportunity. And another chance from the point. This one gets bounced up off the ice and then catched off the hop there from Kempf. So very trying times here. And now one of the United States players is down since we've got the replay. And we'll have to see who it is. Again, we got this right from the replay. Now I see a U.S. player down. Maybe they got bit with a puck. Hopefully not.
How well they're playing, and you talked about the coaching and their game plan, how they started this game on the attack. They obviously know Team USA is the more talented team, but when you're playing a talented team, if you sit back and try to defend, you're going to be pulling the puck out of your net an awful lot. But if you tell the guys, you get them charged up, you get going offensively.
They're bringing the stretcher out of the ice right now, so hopefully that is just for precautionary reasons. And
I want to see this replay here alongside the Neutral Network. But what I'm looking at legs moving there for a U.S. player that's down, but they are bringing a stretcher out, and I want to see a jersey number. Who is it? Is it Cole Hutson? Who is it? So we're looking right now off this live replay. What happened? A defend at the net front, and Hutson. Oh my goodness, it is Cole Hutson. He's the one that gets hit with a cross check toward the face, and they got the stretcher out for Cole. That's the best U.S. defender on the team. Again, it's most important to think about his safety first and foremost, and that's the way I'm going to phrase it, but that would be a gigantic loss for U.S. And you're thinking about Lane and the family and everything else too. That is crazy. Bob Motzko now is talking with the official. I still want to see more of a cross check or anything else. Again, that's the first look I thought I saw off the replay, but they got the stretcher out for Cole Hutson in the U.S. And he might have been hit with a stick, says E.J. Raddick.
he's got the monitor on the bench that's just at the feet, so he's had to look at it. Yeah, we've a couple different angles that we've had, and it didn't appear to be a stick. They're taking the board off now. That's a stretcher, so a lot of concern right now for Hutson.
It's quiet in here. It's always good to be cautious. You get puck in the head or neck area. It's typical protocol for the doctors to be cautious. We can see him moving his leg. That's a good sign. I think the word underneath it there.
And I think this is one of these situations, again, you do want to proceed with an abundance of caution in these situations, and that's what the doctors, medical people down there, I think, are doing right now, the abundance of caution, just to be careful, make sure they do everything that they should do and what's right in the situation. So they continue to attempt to Cole down in that slot area right in front of the Team USA net. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. The Team USA leads this one 1-0.
Every product Rheaume makes is named after one of my embodies in the trades who inspired it and helped us design it. Matt Mayer, Union Drywaller, delivers light proof with serious comfort. Tony Tora, Army veteran and jack of all trades, uses a paint that's built tough and versatile. And John Jones, contractor and business owners, created a work-ready that performs in any situation. Every step of our design process revolves on listening to the guys who actually do the work, because they've earned this gift.
Sleep that makes you feel your best. That's 8 Sleep. A mattress cover that keeps your temperature just right, cooling you down, warming you up, so your body can truly rest. And if you share your bed, no more compromises. 2 planets, 1 good night. As your body shifts, 8 Sleep automatically adapts for deeper rest. Wake up feeling calm, clear, and ready. Get yours during our biggest sale of the year at 8sleep.com.
The best place to follow the NHL is NHL Network. This is what we're here for. First, Kempf sets the tone for the night's action.
He's going to get a really good opportunity here.
NHL Now delivers a player's perspective. Doing this consistently. NHL Tonight brings you inside every matchup on the schedule. That's it, like Roger. That's the best action. On the fly is the final word on the night of blood. On NHL Network.
So welcome back to St. Paul, to the Grand Casino Arena. They are now taking Cole Hutson has been put on the stretcher and he's being wheeled off. Teammates have gone by and kind of checked in. And Tony, as we saw, he was moving his feet around. In these situations.
So we've gotten the update here officially. I just sent a post out on X, and first and foremost, we're thinking about Cole Hutson and his family. They're taking him off the ice on a stretcher. He was moving his legs. The U.S. has a 1-0 lead over Switzerland. I know what the complications will be for the United States in this run moving forward. Again, that's not what we're thinking about right now, but you do have that in the back of your mind. U.S. will play down one defenseman, but how are you now? You're in your U20, you're a young kid, your teammate goes down in a pretty brutal way. How do you respond to that? And you heard Bob Motzko to keep the tensions and everything else on the ice and keep your attention to detail and move forward in this game. And then know in a couple days you got to play again. So we'll be thinking about that, and hopefully everyone will be okay. And we don't have anyone else getting hurt in this game, but I did throw that across the post just to make sure everyone else was up to date. Again, we will be covering the full game and everything as we move along, but no Cole Hutson for the rest of this, and maybe not for the rest of the tournament after something like that. Hopefully just incredibly precautionary, but anytime we see a stretcher, not good news. So James Hagens will get set to take the draw here as this is picked up now, bounced up in the air, and recollected here. Hagens has it for a moment. We'll send this back in behind the inboards now, as this will be crisscross off the tie-up. Now to the right side red line. Let me pull back up my notes here. You got to gain the call, but it's going to be hard to do so for the rest of it. You think about what's next for the U.S., as this will go D to D. Hagens now. This one played it off the skate. Hagens. He gets blocked just off the outside of the slot. Recollected now on the backhand. Shots are 11-6, but they're going to be playing without Cole Hutson now. Here's a feed. Kirsch is stuck with a glove hand. The rebound is loose, though. Here's a cross pass and a one-timer. Hagens just missed the right side post. Hagens now backhand, trying to walk in and was right into his teammate. He's having a heck of a shift right now, so you come back in from this break and settle down now for Rheaume-Mullen, U.S. Steel. And they'll flip this one down to the goaltender. Kirsch comes back out of the crease, just knock it across the blue line there. Good work for the Swiss, as this is coughed right up the gut. Opportunity here for the U.S. They'll recollect again and take the bounce up the center across the red line. It's a battle for the puck right now. And they'll just play pinball here for the Swiss. And off the drop pass. Antonin now for Neuenschwander. They'll spin. High slot. Swiss shoots. Scores! Off the tip, we're tied. It's a 1-1 game. Could be Samsonen's shot off the check here on the live sport logo. But it is set up here right at 13 minutes expired of the second. We're tied at 1. I always said right after a big injury or something like that, what's going to happen the other way? High shot, no chance for Kempf. I do not blame him there. And the Swiss, Samsonen's indeed. That is a snipe. Have we seen some defensemen score some goals or what? Zane Parak a couple times. That one top of the bar. I mean, perfect shot. That is about as deep as you can get on that left side blue line. Samsonen scores. 1-1. It's a seeing eye shot at 7:26. Samsonen's does get the goal. Bob Motzko's squad looks on. And look, after a situation like this that's emotional, I'm not going to go ahead and make the Motzko comments now in terms of David Carle and what I would want. It's not the same team. The Zebras now hounded over just to see. I don't think the U.S. is challenging this, are they or not? Because if they challenge this, then the Swiss get a power play. I don't really see a need to challenge it off the first look of that goal. This is our second look here. I don't see any interference there. I think that's going to be a clean goal. I don't see an interference. I don't see a high stick. Samsonen's for the left side blue line. Good flex on the lift. And that one didn't hit anything. That just goes to the back of the net. You had Steiner providing a screen out in front. And I wouldn't want to see U.S. challenge this in all honesty because they'd be going on the kill.
I don't think he tipped that. So the referees are 4-up scores. They live together. There hasn't been an issue of a challenge that I know of yet. Let's see. Now the referees are skating over to the respective benches. Now, going across and talking to one of the tournament officials down there. We'll take another look at it from the side camera. This is a great view of it there. It's hard to see whether or not there was a high tip on that play or not. But you can see all the traffic in there. Swiss did a really good job of blocking that net front. Interesting that the officials are over there talking to, now they're going to talk to the respective coaches. There's Bob Motzko winning.
So Motzko is getting some clarification, and so is Jim Cadu, but I don't really see anything for the U.S. to be able to challenge. The Swiss bench looks pretty happy considering the scoreline. I don't blame them. That was a heck of a shot. And alongside for Marcel Samsonen's. And we're still waiting to get under play again. So second period's taken a while with the unfortunate injury, and now maybe a potential challenge. I don't see much here. 2 challenges I've said. And we're still waiting for the Zebras to get this underway.
So the referees are back to the scorer's table. And if this goal does indeed stand, it's one of those challenging moments for Team USA. And right now they should be on the bench. And regardless whether this is a goal or not, we got to get it back to our game. Okay, it might be an offside. A potential offside challenge they're waiting for, but this has gone on for a while now, and normally there's not been an announcement of an official challenge, but of course international rules are different. Okay. We found this game was being delayed. So the ambulance left the building to take Hutson to the hospital. And before this game, and there needs to, everyone is, there needs to be when you're, with the event that something could happen. And linesman just took a little tumble there. Even though there's no play, we still got some action going on here in the building. Nicholas Albanati from Canada. Do you remember players falling down in introductions to different things, all-star games? And I remember Phil Esposito. I remember Phil. One of my favorite players of all time and favorite people of all time, Phil Esposito, went down to the Canada Cup in 1971. That was 72. 72, 70. I was the old guy then, so I'm guessing the year. Yeah, that was the Summit Series, and it looks like we're going to play back ready to go. So things are back in place. And a lot has happened in the last 30 minutes with an injury, and now here's a chance right on the face-off, and a big stop by Nick Kempf. Oh, what an important stop! And Henry.
So we had a delay, and we thought it was going to be a challenge, but it was a chance right up the gut, off a center ice draw. And it's an odd man rush, partial break, and Kempf makes a gigantic save of Cyril Henry. And the reason why we had the stoppage wasn't any challenges. They've just taken Lane Hudson to the hospital, put him in an ambulance, and there needed to be an ambulance member on scene just in case something had happened. So that was part of the reason for another long initial stop. So Fitson starts in the second period, as this will now get settled back down for Henry, who just had an odd man rush. This has been a nail biter of a game now from this first and second, and the tenor of the mood has completely changed. The Swiss have had a couple good opportunities here against the U.S. Some breaks and some long passes, and that's going to get cleaned up. Kempf makes his biggest stop, though. Only 7 of 8, 10 of 11 on the other end for Christian Kirch. 6:35 left to go in the second. John, with you watching this one on NHL Network. This is from St. Paul, Minnesota, and Freedom Arena. Settle back down now. And off the back pass and along the inboard, send it around the horn here. U.S. and Swiss tied at 1. You had Brody Ziemer with the opening goal in the first couple minutes. Cole Hutson's injury kind of changed some things for the U.S. They're going to play a D-man down. And I don't think we're going to see Cole Hutson for the rest of this tournament, the way that it's been sounding. Picked up now near the right side boards. Excellent work. Zellers try to get the steal. Zellers now gets it stick chopped away from him. Now to the right side boards. Goes D to D. Chance for Osburn. This one gets shot just wide. Picked up now near the right side end boards. Back around the embankment. U.S. desperate to try to keep the puck in here. 5:35 left to go in the second. As this will be settled back down, Chase Reid. There's a warbling puck. It'll be settled back down now for Daniel Stinkov. He loses it. U.S. to the left side dot. Try to get traffic at the net. Scores off the bank. Is it Zellers that got a skate on it or a stick on it? It was a sharp angle chance from the left post. Goes into the right, beats Hirsch, and the U.S. have a lead 2-1. It is Zellers, and he's got it. Will Zellers. Now to the right side, we get a replay here. Here's a shot that gets let go, and yeah, from this left dot for Zellers, he flips it up high. Kirsch looks behind him, and the puck is behind him. It's across the red line. It's a sharp angle chance for Zellers. Beats and fools Kirsch, and the U.S. have the lead.
The Minnesota native on the bench has never looked on. Yeah, and this is
Well, Zellers and McKinney gets the assist there. The U.S. have a 2-1 lead. That's one Kirsch. That's a tough one, but the United States will take it. They really need it. They're in a battle here right now against the Swiss. As this is recollected now off the flip. U.S. try to throw it right up the gut, and this one will get sent back in the U.S. end. It's a 2-1 lead now. As Will Zellers has gotten the go-ahead goal. He answers the one for Vassell Sampson ends in this second period. All the goals have been in the second period so far. 4:25. I'll have to go in the middle frame, join here with Young Cole. So go D-to-D, and Adam Kleber will rocket this one. It'll get chipped and across the red line. Should be able to be won and alongside for Asher Barnett. Kept in at the point. Zimmer and Zellers, as E.J. Raddick said, the Z's have been able to get some, hopefully put Switzerland to sweep in this game, but you still need another goal and another period to play before you can even think about that. Swiss do have some attack, but again, they're not going to have the same kind of attack that the United States do. A.J. Spellacy will send this in around the end boards to the left side red line. Picked up now for the U.S. Put it back in behind. The in around for Ryker Lee goes to the point. The U.S. just keep it in, send it toward Kirsch, and this will get picked off by the Swiss defense. They'll throw it to the U.S. Now across center ice, up the flip pass. We recollected for the Swiss long shot. This one gets blocked. Doesn't hit Kempf. Putting behind the inboards now, Osburn. For the first to get to it, takes a hit, keeps his head up, and this goes into the USA bench right at 3:19. That should be enough to get us a stoppage. After all these timeouts, we'll do so.
In St. Paul, we await word on the status of defenseman Cole Hutson, who was taken off on the stretcher earlier in this period. In the meantime, the hockey implication is this. The last two times that defenseman Adam Kleber has been out, he's been on the left side. His offside is that adaptability that Bob Motzko now has to lean on more than ever as he cycles through other right-shot defensemen to make up for the absence of Hutson.
Great catch there, and that's important. And that's why players being able to play multiple pitches and help the coach out the situation. Good job.
Back underneath the action here, 3:10 left to go in the second. Again, John Palmerosi and just we're waiting to get an update from the hospital here for Lane Hudson, but he was transferred over and from Minnesota as this puck goes up in the bench right at 3 minutes of the second. The U.S. have a couple of goals to tell you about. All the goals have been in the second period. It's Brody Zimmer from Hagens and Horkoff, and then Zellers and McKinney have the goal and secondary assist. No assists on the Vassell Sampson's goal for Team Switzerland, but it is 2-1 Stars and Stripes as we're getting close to ending the second period. We flip back in behind the inboards now. Osburn off the spin and turn. This will get stick chopped away and now recollected here for Cole Hutson for the moment. Again, not seeing much of him in this game. Probably more so in the first World Juniors than this one, but he's more of a scorer than anything else. But I did see a little bit in the highlights in the other game yesterday that he was able to play some defense. These guys are pretty good, and I like Cole Hutson, his ability to shoot the puck and play some tenacity. I don't think you can ever lose that. This will be flipped back down. 2:15 left to go in the second. Picked up here off the one-timer, and this one gets partially blocked. Swiss trying to tie this game up at dose. James Hagens off the back pass. He was looking for Brody Zimmer, who opened the scoring in this game. And this will be sauced out of the zone. Flip back down for Asher Barnett. Christian Kirch. It's taken on the right side. And now a long outlet pass here for Grossenkloss. Joe Grossenkloss, as this one will be sent in. Picked up and on the right side for Antonin. Antonin will watch this one. Just go outside the zone. Asher Barnett, excellent work. And amongst the traffic to get it out. Left side blue line. Hagens. Try to get a couple of stick chops as the Swiss will go ahead and flip it in the long way. Paul Motter can't get to it. This will go back to his defense. About 80 seconds left to go in this middle frame. The U.S. have a 2-1 lead. They're going to be without Cole Hutson for the rest of this, and maybe for the rest of the tournament. And off the long flip, cross ice, good read, United States. Spellacy has it on the backhand. He gets pushed up against the end boards. Try to get put across the front now. It'll be recollected here for Cyril Henry and then sent in for a Jankato's squad. Kempf. Play this one here for Kleber. And a rush now for the U.S. offense. Samson, and he's getting tied up a little bit. Spellacy bumps him off the puck. Gives him a little shoulder. 40 seconds left to go in this middle frame. Bordori trying to get it out. All sorts of players come together between the benches. And the vulcanized rubber gets sent in again for the U.S. Still a good period nonetheless for them because they have the lead. They gave up one to the Swiss, but that was a hellacious shot, nothing more than that. Chipotle All-American game will be Thursday, January 15th. You can get your tickets at usahockeyarena.com. I'd like to be able to watch some of that. My bucket list, as I mentioned, is to go to the World Juniors. I love being able to cover it, but a good chance to see it live would be a memory I don't think I'd ever forget. You're going to have a lot of money if you want to go to that. These tickets go for about $1,000, depending on where you're sitting, from what I've seen. So Ludwig Johnson, I guess they got the read in there for Team USA. He's going to go to the box for a delay game. And the U.S. will get their second power play. U.S. 0 for 1, Swiss 0 for 1. That's at a good time. It's 28.1 in the second, and they'll get a fresh sheet of ice if they don't score in that short allotted period of time anyway. James Hagens will lead the power play unit out again. They'll take this ozone draw. Toronto's got a 2-0 lead on the Ottawa Senators. Matthew Nyes and Willie Nylander. Nylander had a couple goals in the last game before the Christmas break and the Boxing Day and all that. It was a little bit of a cross-check after the play, but nothing more, nothing less against Ryker Lee.
So 20 seconds left here, Tony. And without Cole Hutson there, you can take a look at the power play unit and back end there is the chase readers out there.
Not off the tie-up. Hagens wins it, gets it back to the point. This goes back to James. Now to the right side, Hagens off the spin. He's on the left side, Hagens pass. Here for Plant. Eisman takes a shot. This one gets blocked. Here's a turn now for Ryker Lee. Back to Hagens. Got to let one go. And that is how the second period ends. Again, all attention is going to be on Cole Hutson and his safety. We don't know if we're going to see him back for the rest of this tournament, as he was taken off the ice on a stretcher into the hospital. But the United States scored 2 goals in the second. Switzerland does as well. We will go to the third. U.S. have a slight lead. We'll see how they have to adjust their lineup moving forward as well. That'll be another talking point as the tournament moves on. We come back, we'll call the third.
So the second period goal by Zimmer and Zellers. That'll give it Team USA.
Find the right pro today. At Chops, we create snacks for people who are hungry to get the most out of life. That's why we use grass-fed and finished beef. 0 sugar and up to 12 grams of protein. Chops, take a bigger bite. Learn more at chops.com.
Another day in the financing market. But can we pay this way? 607 share, 6040 was an interest. Receipts, expense reports, invoices, purchase orders. What's that? Right? Cards with built-in policies. Expenses that significant sum. And here we go. Okay, what does it kill it all about? We're fixing the parts of finance you make. Love finance.
Ever since firing their GM, the Buffalo Sabres have won 7 games in a row. And if you look at the wild card standings, now they're only 3 points out of a spot in the Atlantic, and they're 2 points. They could be in a playoff spot with a win today, depending on what happens.
Perfect snack box is everything. So customize your box. Sweet and salty your box. Protein packed your box. Movie night perfect your box. Build your own incredible snack box at Cuts.com and get 20% off plus free shipping. Amica Insurance is proudly customer-owned. We know what keeps you going. And we work harder to protect it. Visit Amica.com today.
Time now for the intermission report as we focus on Switzerland and USA. The Swiss have 11 returning players from last year's tournament, 2 of the previous 2 records, watching them undeterred so far the challenge of facing USA on American soil. With Bill Lindsay on that network. Having said that, the injury to Hutson casting a specter of the entire proceeding. We'll get to that in just a second. Hopefully, he is okay. But USA hanging in there, but a tough, hard-fought game so far.
Really got well, the big leagues sometimes maybe you would see shots for teammates, but on the small leagues, things happen in a hurry. The shot totals usually skyrocket. Both teams playing really, really well defensively. Early on that second period, Panthers, or sorry, because I was going to say, the U.S. They let establish some growth time, and that's really good. And then they went through the middle, behind a little drop pass and a little close bang, and Brady Zellers. Yes, it opens up the score here. He does it good. He's able to get back on the back check, disrupt that play, and they overcommit to one side due to Swiss. And Zellers able to follow it up with a twist and wrister over on that side. A little pull drag, get a little better angle, but here's the one that forced it on the back check. Good defense leads to good offense, and Team USA able to get that lead.
That certainly was a good sign for Team USA, but Switzerland was certainly able to respond and hang in there.
They look around, and some credit to them. Number one, the chances for them. Team US has been really solid defensively. This one, they're able to work it high and low, and then they get a ton of traffic in front. And there's that seam, and there is no way that the goaltender can see anything. You're going to get a replay here in Kempf. Look at him trying to see through the maze of bodies, big bodies. He got a 2-layer screen by the Swiss.
Same so with the
So he's able to whistle by some sort of step through that lane, and Kempf, the goaltender, battling through. Hey, well, it's a good play by the Swiss, and that's maybe how you have to get it done. In a game like this, we're going to see another goal coming up, but just kind of shooting clock, getting traffic. There is nothing really pretty happening in this game as far as passing plays right after that goal.
just
And the incidents, Swiss have a chance on a point blank, great point. Kempf here, able to follow it, fatal that puck right into his chest, and that could have turned the game on its head for the Swiss. And that's where you need that important timely goaltending. He has not seen a And this allowed the score to say 101 and down through the neutral zone, get it on the side, and here was Zellers, his third goal of the tournament. The Minnesota native, University of North Dakota, third round pick, Boston Bruins. He didn't shoot it from the angle, and that play, that reverse VH, shoot it at their head. You see it. It's in vogue in the NHL. When the goaltender drops through with that reverse VH, if you're around that goal line, shoot for the head. Just load it, and that's exactly what Zellers does, and it pays off. And we're seeing it in this type of game. You're not getting the great A scoring chances. It's been really, really hard for both sides to get to the middle of the ice. You see the outside shot, the shot from the side, and goals aren't coming from those pretty passing plays. They go back, the wings, hard fought, rear ends, sharp angles, everything you can do. Yeah. It's greasy. I guess that's the best way you can describe it. It's a greasy, hard fought game. Credit to the Swiss for hanging around, and that goal, that save by Kempf on that breakaway. Yeah. That was unfortunate. I feel Cole Hutson injury, we're wishing all of that. Yeah. The prayers will never speculate, but hopefully that's good. But that was right after the injury, that breakaway. Yes. And all of a sudden, the emotions are flying everywhere. Mm-hmm. And Kempf was able to make that save. That was a big turning point in that second period.
Yeah, only 8 saves on 9 shots so far. So that's a test for joy. Any moment like that was not rattled by what had happened to Hutson. Zellers found with 3 goals. It's all tournament players. Brady Zellers stepping up. You ever seen JP Rose?
Brody, for a while, it was very difficult to think about hockey and all after Cole left the game as the captain. What did you say?
Yeah, just good to see you. You're looking okay, and obviously praying for him. And yeah, I mean, it's obviously a scary thing, especially someone you're so tight with, and obviously a little bit of shock. But yeah, good job, man. Good to kind of shake it off and continue on.
What did you see in that response from your team afterward?
Yeah, I think just playing as a group, playing for him, and doing what we're supposed to.
Thanks for time.
Thank you.
Well, we see with the pride of University of Minnesota and Big Ten hockey means in Canada. Emerging victorious against Latvia, it was a hard-fought affair. Heil's coming up right after this.
Don't stay too late.
I'll try.
Friday night, just a few more hours. That's not true. $120 for lunch that makes coffee on the hour. Who authorized this? Can we pay this twice? Well, hello. The greatest auditor only uses all the receipts are here when you go home. Yes. Love closing the books on time. Ram. Love finance. Serious pain requires serious solutions. Tidal Max Cryotherapy Spray. Next generation pain relief trusted by healthcare providers everywhere. Max relief for back pain, muscle pain, and joint pain. Tidal Max features 2 active ingredients for dual action penetration that delivers rapid full body pain relief. And available over the counter at your local pharmacy or favorite retailer. Tidal is used in PT and chiropractic clinics across the country. Ask your healthcare provider about Tidal or visit Tidal.com.
Maybe you don't know what StockX is,
But trust us.
you'll recognize it though. You can shop for anything on the internet. But there's only one place to get what you want. StockX. Now you know.
Hey, Johnny, you still coming to my dog's birthday party?
I have to sell my car.
We'll just sell it to Carvana.
Carvana?
Isn't that your car?
Okay, fine, I sold it to Carvana. Thank you.
So you'll come.
We're gonna walk. Sell your car to Carvana today.
This is a story about the one. The one who looks to Granger to make sparks fly. Getting it done right is a craft. It takes experience, the right material, and the right partner like Granger with a wide range of professional grade products. For the one, working hard means others can play even harder. Call, click Granger.com, or stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done. We're back at the news report. Latvia upset Canada last year at the World Juniors. They played giant slayer again. Here's Rheaume-Mullen.
McKinney feeds that down the rush. He has a lane to shoot. There's another reason to power play.
But the step right here, he was on that puck where he can move, and he moved quickly to a better angle and spits, gets in the line of sight as this youngster. You see the goaltender working through both of his defenders, and finally one that gets past the shin pads. They showed all those shot blocks, all those active.
Along with H. H lines in. H. Makes the stop here and keep it a 1-0 game. As Brady goes back forward. Back around to Carle. McKinney reaching for it. Gavin McKenna. Can't squeeze that by the left. Logan goes back across. Starts a long shot.
Another breakdown in the. Oh, he kicked it off his own stick and get a count. That's good. There's how almost accidentally shoved it sideways into the heel of the stick. McKinney won't love this rebound, but again, that's not good enough coverage. That is confusion and a breakdown in this man-on-man system.
Retchney wins it. Back to McKenna. To Barnett. Across. Page. To Barnett. Page. And a slap pass it back for McKenna. Looks like a penalty for
Bit of a fortunate bounce to set up his team. He was trying to pass this puck down in front of it, but it ends up right onto McKenna's stick. And as long as they allow the rebound back to the net, that opened up the seam one back the other way. Once the puck hero right to McKenna, and all of a sudden the clean seam is opening. And it's too far for hours to go. McKenna puts it right where Hayes needs it. Puts the heel on to make sure he gets all of it, and elevates into the open net. Canada gets the win. 2 out of 3 points. That was not as easy as Canada was hoping for at all. McKenna's mom finally gets to celebrate that one as her son picked up 2 more points in this game.
That's just the both goals. You got 4-2 games.
Gutsy effort for Latvia.
Final shots 38-27 in favor of Canada. Now the player of the game presentations at the end.
Latvia last year tied it up against Canada with 2:29 left and won it in the shootout. This time they tied with 1:58 left, but ultimately it was Canada that emerged victorious. A sweep feed by Gavin McKenna. You saw Mark Kristen McKenna among those celebrating. As the game, you're currently watching USA. Currently has the U.S. against the Zero Zellers against Switzerland. E.J. Radek, Tony Bernardo, John Morosi. Third period's coming up.
Every product Rheaume makes is named after one of my buddies in the trades who inspired it and helped us design it. Every step of our design process revolves around listening to the guys who actually do the work. And they earned a significant.
Serve hot happy. Velocity. Birthday. Salon. Oh my gosh, I forgot the sauce. Even if your idea, yum, is left open the box. Shop in store or online for curated cookware, bakeware, anything you want to make. Serve up for those who love to cook in the kitchen.
Standards. Let's go. Maybe officially named Guardian? Parents? Doesn't count. Guardianship must be legal before it's official. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it incredibly easy. Visit trustandwill.com today and make it count. Just say it.
Amica Insurance is proudly customer owned. We know what keeps you going, and we work harder to protect it. Visit amica.com today.
Nice bowl, please, Steve. Where'd you get them?
Government.com.
Hey, I'm gonna give you one of those. Where'd you get it?
Government.com.
Hey, Steve, nice boots. Where'd you get those?
Government.com. Exclusive deals for first responders, military, and law enforcement only at WJC.com.
The perfect holiday snack box is everything. So customize your box. Repack your box. Classic can be swirl your box. There's a gift for everyone in your box. Build your holiday snack box at nuts.com and get 20% off plus free shipping.
Sleep that makes you feel your best. That's 8 Sleep, a mattress cover that keeps you cool or warm so your body can truly rest. And if you share a bed, 2 climates, no compromise. Get yours during our biggest sale of the year at 8sleep.com.
The Flyers and the Seattle Kraken. The shot is gone!
Owen Tippett is a goal scoring machine.
Oh, it's a multi-match. Shoot the score! Emery got it!
Looking for some more magic in Seattle.
Welcome back to St. Paul. 40 minutes in the books. Team USA leads Switzerland 2-1. You can see second period goals by Zimmer and Zellers for the Americans, but the overriding story, Cole Hutson had to be helped off, injured in the second period. Let's get into JP Morosi with an update.
EJ, thank you. What we know right now is that Cole Hutson remains under evaluation at a local hospital here in St. Paul after being hit by a puck in the upper area of his body, around that lower forehead neck area. The good news, EJ, is that he was conscious and alert as he left the ice. Team USA captain Brody Zimmer told me that he was able to...
JP Morosi giving us an update that says Cole Hutson is conscious and alert as he left the ice. He took one near the ear, neck area, head area, and we'll see what happens for Cole as we go across. But he's in a local hospital right now. We're going to get set for the third period. The U.S. still holds on to a 2-1 lead over Switzerland. Again, we talked about 24-0-2 in the all-time history between these two teams for the United States. So this game's tight. And again, it was tight in the previous game between Canada and Latvia. They needed OT. They needed the hero, the U of M man, Michael Hage from Gavin McKenna, to be able to get that done in a power play. So Canada, they'll take the -1 and take the win because 2 power play goals, it doesn't count plus minus. Picked up now for Osburn. Osburn on the left side dot. He's patient on his back skate. Give this a left side red line. Back to Osburn. Osburn trying to walk in, and this will get knocked away from the U.S. for Brody Zimmer. Back at the point, good stick chop there for Osburn. Osburn spin and turn. Keep this on the backhand now for L.J. Mooney. Mooney try to throw it across here, looking for Brody Zimmer. U.S. still with possession. Here's Horkoff. Throw it back to the point. Osburn fake the slapper. To the left side, Muji. Mooney will spin. L.J. still waiting for a lane. Cross ice speed, a little bit too far back for Osburn. And this will be all the way back to Kempf. Not to start again. I'm going to plug in my phone a little bit. I think we should be able to get all the way across this goal. 18:40 left to go in the third. And the U.S. have iced it for the first time on their second power play. 18:40 left.
Cole Hutson is their big power play quarterback, so you saw Luke Osborne get his chance to quarterback that power play at the end of the second period there. That power play started. They started with Chase Reid up top, so coach is searching for finding the right guy and lead that first power play unit.
Team USA work behind their own net. They're on the power play now. This puck is bounced off the mesh. Hagens going to have to come back, and he's just pushed some of the Swiss players in behind the net now as Kim Corblier will be able to get this one out ahead. And be settled down with 18-10 left to go in the third. Johnny with you on a solo call from St. Paul, Minnesota. Watch this one from 3M Arena on Neutral Network. 2-on-1. Steiner's got a chance. This one fought off by Kempf, one of his better saves. He's only had to stop 8 shots of the 9. This will be sent back around. Steiner was wide up in the middle of the slot. Flip back around now for Kirsch. 17:52. Someone got hit up in the face mask. I think it's going to be another penalty against the Swiss. Pull up my live sport box just to see what we get. It's not listed up yet. I'm looking at Max Plot, but I'm seeing the Swiss go in the box. So roughing call against Rheaume-Mullen, and it's going to put the U.S. back to consecutive power plays to begin this third. But Steiner on his chance. This one right off the blocker of Kempf, and we'll make that save flat. The roughing, a little bit of a push, a little slight. I don't see a whole bunch there for that to even insinuate a call. And I'm saying that as a diehard U.S. I don't think we should really call that, but IIHF is very tight. And the U.S. can take advantage of this. They're 0 for 2 shots. And Bob Motzko, the one thing I will agree with them on, get some shots on net. You got to stop being too cute. You got to force Kirsch to make some saves and see what he can do. Really, just 14 shots on goal. He got 2 goals. If you put more in there, you think you'd win. Zellers. We'll send this one around the net for Horkov, but that one is just picked off. Back at the point, Osburn. Slap pass. That's a good save there. Left side for Kirsch as he pops back up, looks to stand up. And now the Swiss have to go ahead and watch this one get turned over as Cyril Henry was just trying to push it in deep on the U.S. penalty kill. Osburn, keep his head up. Racing across the right wing. U.S. with the puck. This goes back. Sent toward the net, and would be a stick save there for Kirsch. Zimmer now. High slot. Yzerman walk in, shoot. This one deflected. And the Swiss will put this one back down the ice. About $1.05 left to go. Second consecutive power play for the United States. If they don't score, they'll be 0 for 3. Washington up 1-0 on New Jersey. See that across the bar. As Ryker Lee throws in the corner, but the Swiss again able to escape the danger, gain the left side red line, and flip it in. They're able to get their own puck on the U.S. power play. That's going to kill some time. Start again now for James Hagens. Hagens up the gut on his forehand. Hagens still buying space. Back away from the high slot. Gets it back left side blue line. Back to the point now. Reid. We'll send this for Cole Yzerman. Look for a slap pass. Yzerman from Plant. Lost the puck. And just kept in for the U.S. Reid sends it across. Hagens. Yzerman center of the net. That one just misses. A little bit too far for Reid. And 10 seconds left to go on a second consecutive power play. Hagens try to go up the gut. He got stick chopped at the last moment. And this will be flipped back down. So U.S. don't score on the third power play that they get. This one goes in the players' bench, so no penalty. 15-51. U.S. had their chances. It's not looking sharp in these first 2 games. I know the personnel not the same. Cole Hutson, unfortunately, taken to the hospital after taking a puck up high. And we'll see what ends up happening. It was conscious and alert. They said Horkov just missed on the back door, trying to get a stick on it. It's not the same personnel as we talked about. No Gabe Perreault, no Will Smith, no Quinn Hughes, Trey Augustine, Jacob Fowler, guys like that, Luke Hughes as well. But this three-peat is going to be in jeopardy if they can't find a way to get some more offense consistently and do enough, especially on that power play. Because you think with the personnel you have, it should be better at least than this. Now to the left side is will be sent back around for Teddy Stiga. Called his name a lot in the first. He was the best U.S. forward to begin this game. Long pass is not connected for Lars Steiner. Steiner now has the one that had the opportunity a few minutes ago that could have tied this game at 2. Now Lars almost forces a turnover as Adam Kleber pushed this one ahead. Now the United States on a backhand. Able to get this one ahead for Brandon McMorrow. McMorrow had it for a moment. We settle back down for Jonah Neuenschwander. He's open across the right wing now. Swiss trying to go left to right for the rest of this third period as the first 5 minutes have expired. They got the white helmets with the all red jerseys and the black pants. It's the red, white, and blue for the U.S. The white jerseys with the blue pants and red striping. This is content to get dumped in, but the Swiss are off. Players are down. And we're still underway now. Moradori is the one that got shaken up as he's slowly finding his way back to the bench. He had his hand on his knees. Hopefully he's okay. A couple players got taken down in this game, and Kirsch will make a save from a wide angle on Cole McKinney. Ooh, Moradori ran into his own teammate. Nolan Cat, a little shoulder. He got a shoulder into the head area, little whiplash. That one really hurt. And Moridori, he's getting checked out right now in front of the body to make sure that he's okay. They're looking for his head and neck area more so than anything else. An ozone draw for the U.S. It's a clean win, but it's a face-off violation. I'll have to do it again, I guess. 14:32 left in the third. It's been a little bit start and stop in this game, all things considered, notwithstanding the awful injury that was sustained to Cole Hutson. Hopefully with him, he's okay, his family and all of us. Best thoughts and prayers. That's all we can do right now at this point. Hopefully he'll be able to come back at this tournament. When he gets carried off on a stretcher, you don't really think so. Ozone draw. Cole McKinney. This one gets flipped up to the left side glass. Swiss trying to get it out of the D zone. They will do so. Picked up on the forehand. Working way to the middle of the slot. Good glove save there. Recital Henry. Kempf holds on. Modern tries to get a little ugly there against the U.S. The shot board only reads 14-10. So again, this game story is going to be pretty short, all things considering the big story. But not much opportunities going on. Henry cutting across the middle of the slot. Good glove save. Sliding across for Kempf as Reid gets tied up there with Modern, and the Modern takes exception to Reid as he gets cross-checked again by McKinney. I don't blame number 96 on the Swiss for being a little angry from that. 14:19 left to go in the third. John here with you on a solo call. We're in the state of hockey in Minnesota at XL Energy Center, home of the Wild. The U.S. have a 2-1 lead. The host of the 2026 IIHF World Juniors. Spellacy lost it, and this shot will get deflected wide. Switzerland trying to pick it back up now on the backhand. Steiner sneaks across one-timer again. Fought off there for Kempf. A couple big saves for him as the first 6 minutes have expired of this third period. Max Plant, Red Wings product, has it now. Max trying to flip this one to the left side inboards across the end wall. E.J. Emery, Throviston. High slot defense pinching here for the United States as it's put around the inboards, looking short side. Kemper try to push this one ahead. He can't do so. And the United States with Adam Kleber up to throw this one on the inboard, stopped by Kirsch. 14-10 on the shot board only. All goals scored in the second period, and it's another tight one. Again, when the United States took a 6-3 lead over Germany after 40, there were no goals in the third. And the Buffalo Sabres, they're on the hunt for their 8th win in a row. They're up 3-1 on Boston. Boston, if they lose 5 straight, and they're going to lose positioning in that Atlantic Division. Again, if Buffalo wins, and we get a couple other losses here, they could be third in the Atlantic since firing their GM and hiring Jarmo Kekalainen. That is excellent for the Buffalo Sabres. You feel for their fans and the Vancouver Canucks all the way across to see them back in the postseason. That'd be dangerous. Nick Cousins and Ridley Greig helped tie it against Toronto. We're up 2-0. One-timer, this one, blocker to side by Kirsch. And a pinball goes to the right side red line and cleared back out. United States, Emery's pass, not a good one. But the United States, Hagens helped try to get the steal. Brody Zimmer out there for a moment. Hagens diving play. He can't get to it. This is Louis Vey, the assistant captain. Put back in behind the net. Spellacy get a steal now. Hagens try to leave for Zimmer, but this one picked off and away. One more time, throws it in the zone. 12:45 left to go in the third. U.S. still nursing a 2-1 lead, trying to get the first 6 points up the back-to-back to begin the tournament. But they might have to do so with the extended it without Cole Hutson. That was the big story in the game. He took a puck toward the neck head area. In the second, had to be stretchered off the ice, taken to a local hospital. Again, we haven't got any updates other than he is conscious and moving his legs. This will be stopped by the stick shaft of Kempf. And the U.S. now will try to go right to left for the rest of this period. Sending it across the neutral zone and firing back in. Kempf will play it, the Notre Dame product. He's patient, kisses it off the glass. And this will bounce right to the Swiss and a cross check. Right to the neck of one of the United States players off the collision. And that was not called as Cole Eiserman got hit really hard. And Eisman now looked to chip it out, needing help on the second effort. The U.S. at least get to the left side blue line and flip it down the ice. But the U.S. already had a couple penalties in this third period. Carolina's taking a 2-1 lead now. Detroit had a 1-0 lead on Carolina, but Carolina scored 2. 2-1 is our scoreline for the United States and Swiss. It's probably why I said it, because it's what we're covering. 11:25 left to go in the third. Racing across the left wing. Swiss trying to make something happen. Chase Reid knocks it away for a moment. Reid now will have it off the spin and turn near the right side duck. Goes back to Osburn. Now Reid. Play crisscross. Cole Hutson now sends it into an open area. U.S. not quite time to bar the door just yet, as it's almost 10 minutes expired in the third, about 11 minutes exactly. But it looks like that type of game that's going to be tight again, much like Latvia and Canada. Canada won that one in OT. Michael Hages, U of M man, and Gavin McKenna. As they only got 2 points out of 3 for the OT winner, Latvia gets one to open their tournament. Switzerland, it's their first game today, and they have a tight one against the U.S. Put across the right side wall. This will be picked up there for a moment. And flip back down the ice. Kempf. This one bounces off a couple of skates. Steiner trying to get a quick shot. And this will be pushed from the corner. U.S. will race to it across the left wing, gain the red line. Off the back turn there. Loss of possession there for the U.S. So I have to dump it in. Still 2-1. As it is Nicholas Blessing with the puck. I'll chip in and chase across the left side, red one. There's been a lot of that in this game. It's a defensive battle. Here's an opportunity near the back door. That got knocked away for Lewis Way. Another shot block there. 9:57 left to go in the third. And we might be getting another penalty. I know we're going to get a commercial break. We'll sort it out when we come back. U.S. still holding on to a 2-1 lead. We're halfway through the third.
This telecast of the IIHF World Junior Championship presented by NHL Sense Arena. Only ice is virtual reality. NHL Sense Arena 26.
That one day starts today. It takes hard work and focus. You'll get knocked down and you'll get back up again. That's no matter how many times you fail. Champions always rise. The new NHL Sense Arena. Train smarter, play faster.
Pay for whatever the day brings with up to $500 in 5 minutes or less. Download today.
Take a look at Cole Hutson on the bench. He thought he drew a penalty here a little bit ago as he's reaching up for a puck. He's looking up. He sees the defender.
Ooh.
Gets ready to try and get it. See, the Swiss player comes in, knocks him down, and then here comes the penalty on Asher Barnett. A little bit of interference in front of that as he goes down and grabs a hold of the stick. And the referee's right there to see it. Big penalty kill coming up for Team USA.
Play number 14. Find the penalty for holding a single.
So the second power play opportunity of this game for the Swiss. So this is a big moment in the game now. There's 9:57 on the clock in regulation. Swiss need a goal. Power play opportunity.
After the ice break, we did get a penalty. This one's going to go against the U.S. Asher Barnett is going to be guilty of a hold on the stick of Jonah Neuenschwander, number 19. So it's a 2-1 lead for the United States. The second power play for the Swiss. The U.S. have had 3. No power play goals to speak of. All goals in the second period were 9:45 in the third. It's 2-1 U.S. They now has this to the right side. Dot goes back to the point here. Walk in, shot, deflected. Never hit Kempf. A good block there. Memorial. Spellacy will take a change as well for Bob Motzko's squad. This is an all-important kill for the U.S. Shot board reads just 14-10. U.S. has the advantage there in a 2-1 lead, but not been a lot of opportunities to even tell you about in this third, much like the first. This one goes back to the point. High slot now. Somebody lost his stick. Good kick there for Osburn. Gets him back his lumber. Good traffic in front of the net. Switzerland looking for a lane to shoot. Now walk in for the left side dot. Now pump fake sends this one back. Swiss. Keep it on the front now. Still don't have a lane to shoot. 55 seconds remaining on their second power play. Now to the left side. Steiner. He had an outside chance to score about a few minutes ago. His shot gets blocked. Steiner's going to pick it back up now for the Swiss. Steiner. Turn. Finds the entry across the right side dot. Osburn cut him off. Hensler now. His pass does not get out off the attempted lift. Osburn goes for a chase. Steiner now into the right side glass. This is knocked out again. The stick gets chopped out of the way of Teddy Stiga, but an opportunity here for the Swiss to try to find the zone again. Be settled back down for Evan Antonin, the second line here for Jim Kelder's squad. And the U.S. penalty kills look good. They needed to have it now. It's all important. 10 seconds left to go on the second power play for the Swiss. It's still a 2-1 lead for the Stars and Stripes. Altonen has it now. Back to the point. No shots yet on this power play. Here's a chance, goes wide. Still no shots. Power play expired. So the U.S. do their job there. Osborne needs some help in behind the net. He'll get it. Now the right side dot. Takes a hit there for Brody Zimmer and throw it in across the left side red line. Time starting to become a factor here for the Swiss. 7:35 left to go in this third. 2-1 USA leads. Not many shots to tell you about at all in this third period, much like the first opening 20. Sent back around for Kempf. Back him on the inboards now for Adam Kleber. Push this one in for James Hagens. There's a stop now across for Horkoff. They'll flip it in. Shot board still just 14-8. Knocked away from the puck as the Swiss. Pick it back up now as Paul Modern into the neutral zone. They'll send it in across the blue line. There's been so much of that in this game. Just a struggle for offense here. Toronto's taking the lead after surrendering a 2-0 deficit. It's now back to 3-2. Setting up for Catton of Swiss. They'll gain it across the left side red line. U.S. in the middle of the change. Now back it up, and forward Dory goes offsides. 6:40 left to go in the third.
This telecast of the IIHF World Junior Championship is presented by NHL Sense Arena. Open ice and virtual reality. NHL Sense Arena 26. Introducing Stiga, the only apparel with adjustable metal grip support, engineered with high-strength cables that reinforce the body, designed to help you overcome injuries, minimize pain, and give you the confidence to get back out there. Learn more at Stiga.com.
The broadcast of this game is authorized by USA Hockey. The first translation of other sound account or description of this game without the express written consent of USA Hockey and the International Ice Hockey Federation is strictly prohibited. 6:40 here in regulation time. Team USA leading Team Switzerland 2-1.
Team USA still holding on, but again, I marked it in my notes as far as this game story. It's been pretty short without the exception of what happened as we talked about Cole Hutson having to take to the hospital. But 14-8 is the shot board here as we get another stoppage, 6:32 in the third. I don't think I've ever seen a World Juniors game with this low amount of shot totals. Again, we know the United States do not have the same firepower over the last couple of seasons. I guess it's impressive to hold Switzerland to 8 shots, but maybe they are a lot more anemic offensively, but still, the United States have 3 power plays, had probably just 4 shots on it. Switzerland doesn't get anything, on their latest power play, 0 for 2, no shots. 6:25 left in the third. It's still a 1-goal game, and we'll see what we get. Feel like I haven't had to call too much, though. Jonah Neuenschwander will send this in behind the end boards as Losve get this one back to the point. Here's a chance, gets deflected, bounces off of Hensler, tries to get it out, can't do so. It'll go back to Logan. Chip this one back into his defense and look to start again for AJ Spellacy. Spellacy now trying to keep his head up. Hensler now, off his drop. He will turn around near the left side dot. Cross ice pass. Here's a feed right in the wing of the catching glove of Christian Kirch. Haven't said that loud. Last 6 meetings versus Switzerland. 7-2, 11-3, 5-1, 7-1, 3-2 quarterfinal in 2017. 10-1 regulation win in 2015. That would have been crazy to see the U.S. get regulated, which that would have been a long time, 2015 to 2026 heading, but you just would never expect that. But a lot of these ones have been big. They really have never been competitive, but this one, throughout the history of the 25-0-2 for the U.S. and Swiss, you'd have to imagine this would be one of those ones you remember. Maybe for all the wrong reasons, if the U.S. gives up a couple goals here. Sent back now behind the end boards for Lars Steiner. Again, he got a good chance stopped against him from Nick Kempf. 5:25 left to go in this third. Now to the right side dot. Looking for a walk pass for Max Planck, but this one will get taken away. And now the Swiss will try to go left to right again. Content to gain the red line. I've had to say that about 50 times. This will get picked up across the right side red line. Sent amongst the end boards in the U.S. looking at the final 5 minutes. Trying to get the first 6 points off a back-to-back, which would be good, but they really need to find their A burners here. Maybe they played a B-plus defensive game when they were on a C++ game, to be kind, yesterday against Germany, but it still isn't anything to make me feel good about the remainder of this tournament moving forward, and then playing Sweden on New Year's Eve. It's tied up there with a stick and modern. Hopefully, Barnett doesn't pick up anything else as he got his stick tied up. 4:44 left to go in the third. It's the U.S. still with a 2-1 lead.
Never chase the CPA. Love finance.
At Chomps, we believe every bite you take should be bursting with bold flavor. And be a good source of protein, grass-fed and grass-finished meat sticks, 0 sugar, and up to 12 grams of protein. Chomps, take bigger bites. Learn more at chomps.com.
One second, Grandma. This guy's gonna buy my car.
Okay, you need a Carvana injury. Plate number, no accidents, right? Generated. Offer. Carvana can pick it up tomorrow.
That's an amazing offer.
Sell your car the easy way with Carvana.
Nick Kempf of the University of Notre Dame has been a stalwart in net for Team USA tonight. He's part of a large contingent of players from the land of Lincoln, the great state of Illinois. Actually, 7 Illinois natives on Team USA. Actually, one of his earlier coaches, one of Kemp's early youth hockey coaches, was Rheaume Hutson, father of Cole Hutson. And actually, Nick Kempf told me that growing up, watching those great Blackhawks teams helped inspire him to follow Corey Crawford and become a goaltender. And EJ, I know this: the young people in Chicago now are inspired by the great work of the TV analysts of the Blackhawks. Although,
I'm sure that's it, JC.
4:44 left to go in this game. The U.S. still holding onto a 2-1 lead. Again, John Paul Morosi did give the update. I put that on my X-Count as well, that Cole Hutson, again, he was responsive, a little bit moving the legs. They communicated with Brody Zimmer before he went to the local area hospital in Minnesota. The U.S. have a game to win, but they'll be thinking about their teammate now when this is all done. Unless they get another day off after this back-to-back. The push for Teddy Stiga goes off sides. 4:17 left to go in this third. Shot board is 14-8, and it's 4:17 left in the third. So first and third period, if I don't write much at all about it, I think everybody would be in complete understanding. Now all that's left is to try to get the final 3 points and go 6-0 across Group A. And if I can go ahead across the fixtures here, just to see what we have in the standings, the United States, should they win, would have 6 points that would be tied in there with Sweden, Slovakia, Germany, and Switzerland. Again, Slovakia's got 1 win, Germany's got their second loss, but they would be tied with Sweden. And now in Group B, Canada gets their win, but if Finland holds off from their next game, they can take the lead at least tomorrow in the group standing side of it. Finland's going to have Latvia tomorrow. Czech Republic's going to get the day off after they start their back-to-back against Denmark in another 10 minutes. And then Finland and Czech Republic on the 29th. That might be a game that I need to cover on that Monday. That one is at 3:30. That might be where I go here as far as because Germany-Sweden, I think, is going to be a little bit more of a easier one. Here's a chance to net up a rebound. The United States can't slam them. They can't even get a shot on net. A couple of shot blocks. Maybe 3:30 on Monday. I'll have that one between Finland and Czech Republic. This will be settled back now to the right side dot. Switzerland's starting to run out of time here. 3:10 left to go in the third. Here is Plot now. He pushes his man to the ice, and this chance gets loose out in front, and Kirsch will fall on it. Do a little leapfrog as O.J. Mooney was on the doorstep. 3:06 left of the third as the U.S. still trying to hold on to their lead. Create some chances. And looking at a rebound here for Plot. There's a one-timer, and this goes off the post. Off the post, doesn't even count as a shot, and the other one just off the outside of the net. So 2 chances to score, don't even hit the net, won't even count as still 14-8 on the shot board, if you can believe that, with 3:06 left in the third. Again, it's going to be Czech Republic here and Denmark in the next game as this chance bounces up from Osburn, fought off by Kirsch. And the Swiss have got the press. They're getting pretty close to having to pull the goalie here. This is sent back in deep in the U.S. zone. A little cross-check in, not going to be called. And the U.S. now, Teddy Stiga off the rush. We settle back down for Brendan McMorrow. Now to Stiga. McMorrow, Stiga making some moves. Now to the left side. The U.S. being smart here, trying to add some more time in the O zone before giving it up. This will be settled back down for Osburn. Osborne's been very noticeable. You got Aho and Svechnikov with the goals against the Red Wings. That's why Carle has got a 2-1 lead. Trying to give you updates. Boldy and Kaprizov. 2-1 lead for Minnesota over Winnipeg. There's U.S. action underway now, but the NHL action, as I'm all over myself, gets underway now after the Christmas break. We're covering some World Juniors. Probably do some Monday. I'm thinking that 3:30 in between Finland and Czech Republic. Going to get the off day tomorrow. Going to spend some time with the cousin and the family. 2:28 left to go in the third. Only able to play Freebird a couple times against the Swiss as the U.S. have a 2-1 lead. Still trying to hold it on. All goals have been scored in the second. Really nothing to tell you about in the first or the third, the way this game's been going. Opportunity now for Korbler. We'll send this around the end boards. Now the only goal scorer, Samsonens for the Swiss, able to push this one ahead. Dallas has just tied it against the Chicago Blackhawks. As this is get picked up here, Kempf able to make the save, and 2 minutes left officially to the U.S. can take 3 points. Almost in that same score line Again, the Canadians had a 1-0 lead before 2 minutes left. It was a tie for Latvia. Canada wins in OT. Their final was 2-1. We sit at 2-1. The United States have a lead. Try to shift this one the length of the ice. This is James Hagens, and the U.S. have iced it against themselves. They can't change with 1:37 left in the third. And you would think the Swiss have to pull Kirsch out of the goal crease here, try to tie it up. Timeout going to be called for Jan Kedu's squad, and the goaltender is going to come to the bench. So the Swiss have to do it. It's going to be a 6-on-5. They're down a goal against the United States. It is the opener of their WJCs. They're trying to salvage a point, maybe two, if they can get it to OT and get a win. All important O-zone draw. LJ Mooney going to take it here for the U.S. on defense. Noah and Sean are going to take it here for the Swiss in the O-zone. 6-on-5. Off the tie-up. Now to the left side boards. 90 seconds left to go in the third. Swiss with the puck. They need a goal. Sent toward the net that just goes cross ice. They'll recollect off the end wall. Buck 20 left to go. Steiner sent to the net. This one gets blocked by the U.S. Shot board is 18-12. Swiss have the last 3 shots. This is sent back down off the chip. U.S. fan on it. Can't score. Swiss now have the puck. Racing up the gut across the right wing. Good move off the windmill. Working behind the net now. Centering feed. It's knocked away off the backhand. Goes D-to-D for the Swiss. Down to 55 seconds in the third. Chance now. Play crisscross here for Mugula. Captaincy. Goes cross ice again. He's got it. Looking for a lane. Left side dot. Shot fought off by Kempf. It's the netting. 43 seconds left to go in the third. Rister goes off the top of the crossbar from Steiner. We got missed one on top of the slot. Good save for Kemp. This one hits the bar. That close for making it a 2-2 tie. And I think Bob Motzko going to use his TO now. So both teams going to use a TO. We've already had one for Team USA. Now the Switzerland will get it. 43.2 left to go in this third. Switzerland's still alive, trying to tie this game against the U.S. U.S. trying to hold on. They got a 6-3 win against Germany yesterday. It didn't look all that great. And honestly, in this game, it didn't look all that great either. But points are points. That's all you can say right now. But as far as surviving in advance, up until next week to go into the medal rounds, I'm not entirely comfortable with medal rounds just yet, but we're not there yet. We're still in the preliminaries where you can lose. The U.S. to be able to get their victories is all important, but when they get to Sweden on New Year's Eve, I think that's going to look a little bit different, but we'll see. Some of these games have been more nip and tuck per usual. So Noah and Schwann are going to take another draw. He'll get sent to do so against Cole McKinney off the tile. Swiss puck belongs to them, but it gets knocked out of the zone. They can't get to it. That'll kill some all important time. Down to 30 seconds here for the U.S. They're 30 seconds away from celebrating more or less, but it was a nail biter. Down to 25 seconds, rolling puck. This will be collected now. Here for the United States off the chip ahead. Hagens missed the net. 14 seconds left to go in the third. Switzerland got to go length of the ice. They'll chip and trace across the red line. U.S. will get it out. But this goes into the players' bench. 5.7 left to go in the third. This puck is going to go in the U.S. zone as the U.S. cleared in the players' benches. No penalty. But 5.7 left to go in the third with their last chance essentially to tie it. Canada won in extra time over Latvia. Got 2 out of 3 points. U.S. trying to get that same score against Switzerland, this time in regulation. Shot board only 18-13. All important draw for the U.S. Who's going to get set to take it is the question. LJ Mooney, got to win a key draw here, or at least tie it up in kill time. Switzerland's got to get to the net quickly against Kempf. Neuenschwander going to take a third straight for an ozone draw. Neuenschwander wins it, sends it to the net. It's high off the glass, and that is going to end it. The United States survive, get 3 points against Switzerland. It's a team that they normally work over. Now Spellacy gets tied up. Barnett was trying to throw some fists at the end of this against Ludwig Johnson. Barnett now getting pushed away from the Zebras. That's a little inauspicious as being this game, but the United States, after that minor dust-up, do get the victory in regulation over the Switzerland. They get another 3 points. They get all 6 so far, back-to-back wins. They beat Germany 6-3. They beat Switzerland 2-1, but this game doesn't really make you feel comfortable as far as what can advance in the medal rounds, but still, you take what you can get. Kempf does his job, but he doesn't have to do much. The United States win 2-1. They'll play the anthems for the Stars and Stripes, but again, now all our attention, as it's been for a long time in this game, turns to Cole Hutson. Again, he was taken to the hospital. He was moving his legs. He had a slight conversation with Brody Zimmer. Seemed to be okay according to him, but we'll have to see as this tournament moves on and the U.S. gets back in action on Monday, whether or not Cole Hutson can even return. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and with himself first and foremost. The U.S. do get the win. They win 2-1 over Switzerland, but it was tight all throughout. I'm going to take a day off. We'll come back for Monday. It might be Finland and Czechia. We'll see, but I'll talk to you guys. U.S. win 2-1. They survive against Switzerland. That's how Canada had to do it in OT against Latvia, but the U.S. does beat Switzerland in regulation time 2-1. We'll see you on Monday. Enjoy some more World Juniors on Sunday. We'll talk soon. Peace.
The teams usually pick the player of the game, so that's another thing that plays doesn't always the most obvious guy for us. So, but I'm with you. You made some good choices, skills, resources, and we will see if what the teams feel.
So, guys, that's it. And that's all. The United States win, but it was very, very tight. 2-1 over the Swiss. I'll be back and alongside the Monday side. Okay, we'll see you soon.